for the Western New York Flash.
Driven across the shot, and it's in the back of the net. It's guess who? Kawasumi.
I think with Flash, you know what they're capable of doing. I think their personnel has been really dominant this season in terms of goal scoring and being a real threat going forward. We knew that going into last week's game, and I felt that we handled it well at times. Could have been better at certain areas, and obviously that's something we're working on for this week.
Corner of the 18, cuts it back to her left, now to her right, chips into the box. The shot finds the back of the net, the volley out of the air.
Just composure, quality on the ball. I think her and Naho had add that to our team. Yeah, well, there was no surprises. We knew that about her. That's why we wanted to sign her. Just pleased that she was able to go in and make a little bit of a difference, which I thought that she did. I think we created a lot of chances in the game, but I think that we can be disappointed with ourselves that we didn't take more of those chances. But I think that's something that's a positive that we can build on for sure. We've just got to put the ball in the back of the net.
The NWSL Championship is coming to Houston this October. So what's that mean? Here's your guide to the NWSL Championship in just 60 seconds by me, Melissa Henderson. The National Women's Soccer League is the top women's soccer league in the United States, featuring 69 national team players from around the world, including 37 Olympians and 19 members of the World Cup winning United States women's national team. Houston was pre-selected as the 2016 NWSL Championship host city. America's top 2 professional teams will meet in Houston for the NWSL Championship. It's the end of the line for pro women's soccer playoffs, and it's all going down in H-Town. So here's how it works. There's 10 teams in NWSL. Top 4 teams in the regular season standings make it to playoffs, with the higher seed teams hosting each semifinal match, and the final 2 face off for the chance to lift the trophy. Support women's pro soccer and join us at BBVA Compass Stadium to see who will be crowned this year's champion. Sunday, October 9th at BBVA Compass Stadium. Get your tickets now at bbvacompassstadium.com.
Corner of the 18, cuts it back to her left, now to her right, chips into the box. The shot finds the back of the net, the volley out of the air.
Yeah, we're glad to be home, and today was a high-intensity session, and everybody was working really hard. Obviously, we're in a position now where we need to be winning games, so in today's session, that everybody showed grit and determination, which is exactly what we need moving forward.
For the Western New York Flash.
Driven across the shot, and it's in the back of the net. It's guess who? Kawasumi.
Adding the 2 Japanese players that we just got in, I think adds quite a bit to our team. Now we're even deeper than we were before, and obviously Naho is, I think she's in probably 2 games back. She's probably our leading goal scorer. She's just class, and scoring goals is obviously going to be important for us because we need to be winning games. And I think equally as important is continuing to get the shutouts that we've been getting. Yeah, I just think that whenever you're dealing with speed, it's more about positioning rather than trying to match the speed. If you can match it, great, but more importantly, just tactically being able to be in a position where you're not getting in a race. So for us, that's going to be important coming this Saturday.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Memorial Stadium here in Seattle at Seattle Center. The Bite of Seattle's going on outside, and here inside Memorial Stadium, the Seattle Reign will look to take a bite out of the Western New York Flash. Welcome, everybody, to Memorial Stadium. And I'm Nathan Murphy alongside Leslie Gallimore. And Leslie, you got to think the Seattle Reign really have a lot of motivation in today's game.
There's a lot of motivation in today's game. The fact that there's still a lot of points out there left to get in this league, they're very capable of getting them, and maybe just a little bit extra motivation from last weekend's result.
Absolutely. Seattle, a chance to move into a tie for 4th place today with a win and a tie between Portland and Orlando for Western New York. They have a chance to move into 1st place.
Yeah. And obviously, there's a lot at stake in this league. Just before the international break, a lot of players already missing, obviously, to get ready for the Olympics. But about the Reign, it's just about scoring goals. They got to find the back of the net. They haven't been producing goals like they would like to this season. And if they can start getting in a rhythm in front of the goal, it's going to help.
One player that the Reign hope will aid in that effort is the newcomer Naho Kawasumi. I should say the returnee. She made her return to the Reign just 2 games ago, and in that time she scored 3 goals.
Yeah, Naho, or if you're her teammate, Homie. The Homie is back, and she obviously made an impact right when she came back, and she's just fun to watch. She's very capable of creating for them as well as scoring and producing goals herself, and she's a welcome returner.
On the Western New York side of the ball, they've had an offensive explosion in the 2016 season. Lynn Williams leads the league in scoring with 7 goals.
In addition to Lynn Williams, they've got Jess McDonald, the first 1 and 2 in the league. Lynn Williams, big, strapping, athletic target forward, struggled through some injuries in her rookie season, is now just coming into form, and she's definitely a player to be reckoned with.
Lots of ceremony going on at Memorial Stadium today. We'll bring all of that to you right after this commercial break. You're watching Seattle Reign FC football.
I went out running with my wife. About 10 minutes later, I find myself on the ground, barely able to walk. I had 3 different arteries that had dissected when I was being led away to surgery. I remember my wife just falling to the ground. It was the only thing that mattered in my life was my wife. And I couldn't take care of her. And this nurse just went back and hugged my wife on the ground. To this day, I never thanked her, but it means the world to me.
In 1935, 18 workers each contributed 50 cents to start BECU. The first loans helped coworkers buy the tools they needed to do their jobs. Today, we're Washington's leading credit union, and we're still banding together to make our money go further. Because while others stay motivated by profits, we're motivated by something greater: our members. Join us.
My cough was so bad that I broke 3 ribs coughing. And I couldn't breathe. I couldn't walk 5 feet. I was getting sicker and sicker. I finally went to urgent care. That's when I met the people at Swedish. I'm used to doing almost everything myself, and now I had to count on people to do these things for me. And it's hard to give up that kind of control. They make you feel like you're the only patient I have today, and we're going to take care of you, and we're going to get you well. I trust these people with my life. I'm very happy with them. I don't want to go anyplace else.
He was born at 31 weeks, so 2.5 months early. Going through a C-section in a way was a little traumatic for me. One night, the nurse helped me go to the bathroom, and then she helped me walk me back to my bed, and I just started crying, and I was like, I have never been this weak in my life. She's like, it's okay, that's to be expected. To be that vulnerable was really hard for me. Even though maybe I knew it would get better, I just needed to hear it.
In 1935, 18 workers each contributed 50 cents to start BECU. The first loans helped coworkers buy the tools they needed to do their jobs. Today, we're Washington's leading credit union, and we're still banding together to make our money go further. Because while others stay motivated by profits, we're motivated by something greater: our members. Join us.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Nathan Murphy with you from a cool and cloudy evening here in Seattle. Leslie Gallimore is downstairs. She's going to be part of some of the ceremonies that are about to begin here. And we're going to introduce the first of those now, ladies and gentlemen. The Legends campaign. At each regular season game this season, Seattle Reign FC will honor one woman as a Seattle Reign FC legend, and in recognition of her extraordinary contributions to our community and beyond. The Legends campaign is a partnership between Reign FC and the Chihuly Studio to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of the Reign FC legends. Dale Chihuly crafted the Reign Royal Blue Piccolo Venetian, which will be symbolically presented to each of the Reign FC legends. I think we're still waiting for that ceremony to begin. I apologize for jumping the gun on that read. We'll take a look a little bit at what we expect in this game, and it's as we And we're going to go back to the legends. Today's Seattle Reign FC legend is Senator Pramila Jayapal. Senator Pramila Jayapal has been a leading national advocate for human rights for the past 2 decades. After coming to the United States at the age of 16 to study at Georgetown University, Jayapal went on to become a Washington State Senator representing the 37th Legislative District. And as a senator, Jayapal led one of the largest voter registration efforts in Washington State, helping over 23,000 Americans register to vote. Jayapal has founded 2 organizations during her time as a senator, both One America and We Belong Together. One America is the largest refugee advocacy organization in Washington State, and We Belong Together supports immigration policies that keep families together and empower women. And in 2013, Jayapal was recognized as a champion of change by the White House. Today, the Reign are recognizing Senator Pramila Jayapal as a Seattle Reign FC legend for her many accomplishments in service to this community. Senator Jayapal in the ceremony being introduced down on the field right now, and we'll leave you to enjoy the ceremony.
Senator Jayapal has been a leading national advocate for human rights for the past 2 decades. After coming to the United States at the age of 16 to study at Georgetown University, Senator Jayapal went on to become a Washington State Senator representing the 37th Legislative District. As Senator, she led one of the largest voter registration efforts in Washington State, helping over 23,000 Americans register to vote. Senator Jayapal also founded 2 organizations, One America and We Belong Together. One America is the largest refugee advocacy organization in Washington State, and We Belong Together supports immigration policies that empower women and keep families together. In 2013, Jayapal was recognized as a champion of change by the White House. Today, we recognize Pramila Jayapal as a Seattle Reign FC legend for her dedication to fighting for the rights of individuals, accountability, the process, and the daily accomplishments in service to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pramila Jayapal.
Incredibly honored to get this award tonight. I want to say thank you so much for recognizing me as a legend, but we know who the real legends are. That is the Seattle Reign, Hope Solo, Megan Rapinoe. I was going to say Pino, but Rapinoe. We are so thrilled that you are going to go and represent us in the Olympic Games. And I'll tell you, I believe that increasing women's leadership at every level, whether it's right here on the field so all these young girls can see what they can become, just like the folks on the field, or whether it's in Congress where we only have 1 in 5 people in Congress are women. And that is why I think it is time we take women to the United States Congress so that we can make sure we are passing policies that increase the leadership of women across our country. So you know you've got a ballot in your mailbox. It is there probably when you get home. And if you live in most of Seattle, Shoreline, Edmonds, Vashon Island, I hope you mark that ballot for Pramila Jayapal so I can take leadership, Seattle Reign, with me to the United States Congress. Thank you so much for this incredible honor.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Pramila Jayapal. Also, Reign FC would like to welcome tonight's All Girls Eastside FC 03 and player escorts from Crossfire Select 02 and 03. If your team is interested in becoming All Girls or escorting players on the pitch, call the Reign FC Group Ticket Department at 1-855-REIGN-FC. That's 1-855-REIGN-FC. Fans, this August, the United States Women's National Team will travel to Brazil to fight for their fourth
honoring
consecutive
the Seattle Reign's Olympians in the upcoming Olympiad in Rio de Janeiro. Of course, Megan Rapinoe and Hope Solo as we join that ceremony down on the field with Leslie Gallimore.
Among that incredibly talented group are two of our own World Cup champions and Olympic gold medal winners, Hope Solo and Megan Rapinoe. Head coach of the University of Washington Huskies women's soccer team.
Good afternoon, everyone. Beautiful day for soccer. Wow. Partnership with the Seattle Reign. We love the BECU fan zone. We hope everyone got a hat. And on behalf of our 950,000 member owners of BECU, medals around their necks.
Woo! Can everybody hear me okay?
Those are beautiful.
Those are nice. Okay, wow. As the Senator and Toby mentioned, very exciting to have two of our very own Seattle Reign players, Northwest Collegiate soccer players, in Hope and Megan Rapinoe representing our country in the Rio Olympics this summer. Never been done before, winning a World Cup in the women's game and winning an Olympics back-to-back. Hope, I've watched you play a little bit in your time, and this is your fourth Olympics, third on the 18 roster, fourth if you include the year you were an alternate. What's the most difficult challenge winning a World Cup and then backing it up with an Olympics?
Thank you.
Bridesmaid.
Honestly, I wish I had the answer to that. It's never been done before, probably for a good reason. It takes so much emotional energy. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? It takes so much emotional energy, so much mental toughness, so much focus to win a World Cup and then to turn around in less than 12 months and do it again and back it with an Olympic gold medal. I mean, it's hard work and it's exhausting, and it's going to take every bit of every single player. An 18-man roster is not very big, so it's going to take all of us to make sure we're at the top of the podium, but it's not easy.
Great answer. Well, good luck to you, Hope.
Yeah, I know. I heard you.
Amy, can you come down and sign for the crowd? I think it's pretty well known how remarkable second-time Olympian. We all want to hear your secret. So Pino, if you could share with us who you have to thank for and what you've done between the time of your injury and now to get yourself back on that Olympic roster. I think keep it close to your mouth is clutch.
Oh, wow. My secret. That's a good question. I try to surround myself with the best people I can find. I think that's been my secret. My surgeon, my physical therapist, all the staff here at the Reign, my friends and family. I tried to take it slow, honestly. I wasn't starting this out with, I have to make the Olympics. I kind of took it as it came and tried to stay healthy up here as well as the rest of my body, and I think that helped a lot. A little bit of luck, a little bit of well, naturally my body breaks down a bit, but then it heals really fast as well, so I'll take that, I guess, if I have to have one or the other. But just a lot of patience and hard work and kind of always sticking with that belief in myself.
All right. I'd be remiss if I also didn't take this opportunity to congratulate Hope on her 100th international shutout, the only goalkeeper, male or female, to accomplish that in the world. All right, we have one more parting gift. We wish you shutouts, victory, gold, and on behalf of Cutters, We have a little bug spray for you. Spray yourselves. All over. There we go. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Rapinoe and Hope Solo.
Thank you,
All right. Thank you, guys.
And congratulations to everyone out there. And to both of our participants heading to the Olympics, Hope Solo and Megan Rapinoe.
A stirring send-off for Seattle Reign's two Olympians as we take a look at the lineups for today's match. First, starting with the visiting New York Flash. The goalkeeper is Caitlin Rowland. She is 3-0 in her 3 starts for the Flash. Abby Ursig is the captain of the New Zealand Olympic team. She's the only man or woman with 100 caps for her country. Along the defensive line, Jaylene Hinkle, Courtney Nemec, and Abby Dahlkemper. Midfielders Elizabeth Eady, McCall Zerboni, and Leanne Sanderson. And up front, Mackenzie Doniak, Lynn Williams, and Jessica McDonald. We mentioned in the open, Williams and McDonald, the 2 top scorers in the NWSL this year with 12 goals between them. You see below Hahn, Smith, Leon, Hamilton, Eckerstrom, and Kamen are your substitutes. Janice Kamen just joining the side on transfer from Belgium. Her paperwork came in only yesterday. Looking at the starting 11 for the Seattle Reign, Andy Tostanowski gets her first start in goal. She came in relief of Haley Kottmeyer last week at Western New York in Rochester. She played 46 minutes and made 7 saves on 9 shots for 778 save percentage in her first effort. This is her first start in the NWSL. Lauren Barnes, Ellie Reed, Kendall Fletcher, and Jessica Fishlock across the Basque line. Keelan Winters, Kim Little, and Rumi Otsugi in the midfield. And your forwards, Beverly Yanez, Manon Mellis, and Nahomi Kawasumi. Naho, of course, 3 goals in just her 2 games since returning to the Seattle Reign after being part of things in 2014. Available on the bench, Lindsay Elston, Merritt Mathias, Karsten Pickett, Havana Solon, Michelle Cruz, and Kirsten Dahlstream. Abby Steele is the backup goalkeeper. It's her second appearance as a non-rostered amateur backup. She has not appeared in an NWSL match, so not a lot of goalkeeping experience for the Reign out there. But as we said, Tostanowski, a good performance in her half against the Flash in Rochester last week. Of course, that match generated its fair share of controversy. Some suspensions were handed down and some fines yesterday. Western New York head coach Paul Riley was suspended 1 game. We're told that's for an incident with officials that was not publicized, but that was his second suspension in the 2016 season for inappropriate conduct toward officials. He will not be the head coach in today's game. Taking his place is Scott Vallow out of Modesto, California, 12-year career in MLS and USL as a goalkeeper, including leading the Rochester Rhinos to the A-League title in 2000 and in 2001. For the Reign, your head coach, of course, is the outstanding Laura Harvey in her 4th season. She's amassed a record of 40 wins, 25 losses, and 17 draws in those 4 seasons. And she hopes her roster additions are going to make a difference. We already talked about Naho Kawasumi. Also joining the team is Rumi Otsugi, who scored a goal in her first 15 minutes of action last week in Rochester. Between her and Kawasumi, both of them grew up in Kanagawa Prefecture, just south of Tokyo. The Reign hope that Kanagawa connection will serve them well, as they really have been needing goals. They've only got 12 in their 12 matches, and they're going to need to score if they want to try and find a way. As we welcome Leslie Gallimore back up from her duties on the field, goal scoring definitely going to be the need looking forward in this 2016 season.
Yeah, no doubt. They have the potential and they have the talent and they have the players that are capable of doing it. It's just that, 3 goals in a game way back at the beginning of the season against the Breakers, I think, is the most they've scored. I think they've only scored 2 goals twice, maybe, and that's just not typical. That's just not typical Reign soccer. This is an attacking-minded team. They're clearly very organized defensively, and they're difficult to score against. But you got to put the ball in the back of the net with young goalkeeper in goal tonight, Andy Tostanowski, and a young backup behind her. it's paramount that this team defend like they're capable of defending and score goals early and often as they can to put themselves in a winning.
You heard Laura Harvey talking about that in the interviews in the Open, about taking the chances that they earned. They earned a lot of chances at Rochester last week. They put 2 of them in the net, but that wasn't enough. They're going to need to find more than that to find a win here tonight. You see the players walking out for this match. The stadium's filling up here at Memorial in Seattle Center as we get all set for this match. It's a beautiful evening, the sun coming back out just a little bit. Let's shift to talk about the Olympics just a little bit. You were just down on the field to be a part of that send-off ceremony, Leslie. What does the United States have to do to back up their World Cup championship with a gold medal?
Well, I think one of the things that Jill Ellis has done that has been a very intelligent thing is that she's infused some youth into the team. The changes that she made were not easy changes to make, but I think they were necessary. The Olympics, as you know, it's less teams, it's a shorter period of time. It does play into the U.S.'s favor. I think that they're a fit physical team, that they can play that amount of games in a short period of time. But at the same time, youth will serve its purpose, and they've got some talented young players in addition to the great veterans coming back. So, you know, like Hope said, it will not be easy, but they're absolutely capable, and there's a lot of players on this team that want to leave a legacy of being able to be the first to do it.
The Olympic tournament, of course, compressed quite a bit, trying to fit that whole thing into 2.5 weeks. There's only 2 off days between most of these games, and some travel involved too, so the challenge is out there for the U.S. women's national team. They will open against New Zealand on the 3rd of August in, I can't remember the name of the city. I think they open
I think they're in Brasilia, or are they in, that's okay. Yeah, they're somewhere.
They will open on the 3rd of August. I have it in my notes here somewhere, but I can't find it.
Yeah.
Belo Horizonte, about 45 minutes
go.
northwest of Rio de Janeiro. And then they have the long trip all the way up to Manaus in the jungle.
They're going to the jungle. They're going to the rainforest. So we'll see how that goes. They're going to need their cutters that Hope and Pino were just handed. But, you know, like I said, I think the format and the reason we've been able to win as many Olympic gold medals as we have is the format of the tournament suits the U.S.
We're going to take a pause now as we get ready for the national anthem. We'll give it to Reign PA announcer Mark Auken.
Memorial Stadium home. And we're excited to build a strong and enduring partnership with Seattle Public Schools. At this time, please rise and remove your hats as the honor guard from the USS Nimitz presents our nation's colors. And for the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by Catherine Oberg.
By the dawn's early
Wear what the pros wear. Make sure and pick up the new 2016 jersey for men, women, or kids. We have hundreds of Reign FC items to choose from. Head over to the Reign FC shop. That's ReignFCshop.com. And if you're just joining us, welcome inside Seattle Memorial Stadium here at the campus of Seattle Center, just north of downtown Seattle, Washington. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nathan Murphy, a longtime 2 decades head coach of the University of Washington women, Leslie Gallimore, as we get set for what could be described as a grudge match.
Thanks, Nathan. Yeah, I think the week has been a long one and a short one all at once. I think everyone's been anxious to get back on the pitch and, get the game going again. There's a lot of talk and a lot of controversy, and we don't need to hash over that again. But this is a game between 2 very good teams. Western New York has had a great season and are having a great season. And the Reign, again, we've talked about it, want to put more goals in the back of the net, are capable of picking up 3 points. Have to be able to, get 3 points in their next few games to keep themselves in playoff contention.
A huge match for both teams in the table, as we mentioned. We haven't seen the results from earlier today, but pending results, Seattle with a win could move into a tie for that 4th place and the final playoff spot. Western New York, on the other hand, if they get the result they need between Portland and Orlando, could vault all the way into 1st place. Right now they're in 2nd on 24 points behind Portland, and they're 26. We're getting ready for kickoff here. The officials for this contest, the referee is Katya Koroleva. She's a FIFA referee. Took charge of the 3rd place game at the 2015 Pan American Games last year in Toronto. The assistant referees, Catherine Nesbitt and Delana Kwan. Kelsey Harms is your 4th official tonight. The Reign enjoying their final huddle as the Flash get their legs going a little bit here on the near sideline. We're on the bench side of the field, as always, at Memorial Stadium. And we're just about set to go. The sun peeking through those clouds out to the west. It will go down before too long, but in the meantime, we have some sharp shadows reaching all the way out past the midfield stripe as the Reign take the field.
This time of day, that sun can be a factor. The east goal, that goalkeeper for at least a while is going to have the sun directly in their eyes.
And it looks like it is going to be Western New York beginning on this east side of the field, so Caitlin Rowland will be the one to try and deal with that. Seattle appeared to be lining up as though they had won the toss, so no surprise there that they'd picked the sun advantage in the first half. And we're just about set to go here at Memorial Stadium. A huge match for both sides. We talked about the consequences in the table. We've talked about the consequences as far as teams wanting to either get back for last week or confirm that that was the right result. In the end, it's going to come down to 90 minutes here on this Memorial Stadium field as we await the whistle of Katya Koroleva to begin the match. And there it is.
That's exactly right, Nathan. You just want to play the game. Well,
not so much.
I think somebody, maybe the red hat hadn't tipped him off yet, or...
I think at least she thought that Mellis jumped the gun a little bit. We'll get it lined up here again, and there's the whistle. This time it's underway. And we're very glad you're choosing to spend part of your Saturday evening with us, Nathan Murphy and Leslie Gallimore from Memorial Stadium. And an early throw-in for the Reign. This is Reed.
And one player that is also going to the Olympics, you may have already mentioned her, Nathan, when I wasn't here, is Abby Urseg, who plays for New Zealand. She plays for the Lady Ferns, and she is also a very big player for the Western New York Flash.
Very important for them in the middle of the field. I mentioned in the open while you were downstairs, she's the only player, male or female, to win 100 caps for New Zealand. So a legend in her own right back at home, and she will lead that squad. She is the captain for the Rio team for the Football Ferns.
There's a misplay there by Barnes, very dangerous.
Trying to run onto it was Williams, and it's played out for the first corner of the match, and it belongs to the Flash.
Uncharacteristic there, just took a kind of a bad bounce and she misread it and put Williams in right off the bat. Giving up a corner this early isn't ideal when you've got a young keeper in goal.
Hinkle will come over and take this. You mentioned the young keeper. She played about half, a little over half a game last week, logged 46 minutes officially.
Jaylene Hinkle was in the pool to make the Olympic team. Great young player with an up-and-coming resume.
Corner goes short, and it's dummied twice. And now a chance to counter as Dahlkemper couldn't get her shot off. It's taken away from Fishlock.
And there you see the speed of Lynn Williams on the recovery. Very well done to slow down the Reign attack.
Reed can't play it through, but instead she wins a throw-in right at the division line.
Well-run set piece by the Flash, but also well-read by Fishlock there at the last minute.
You could see those dummies definitely got the attention of the Seattle defenders, but able to get over and get a block in.
And hopefully those players don't take offense to you calling them dummies. It's my only slapstick of the night. That's all I'm going to give you.
All right. Bring it on. Winters can't win the header. Right into the middle of Reed. And now she'll get it back. Over the top looking for Mellis. And now it falls to the feet of Kawasumi. Turning on the ball, still has it, drops it for Reed.
There's where you see that Naho, she's just so good at solving pressure, playing quickly.
And now turning and stepping ahead is Mellis.
Great.
Into the area by herself, and she scores!
Great read by Mellis. And there you see the speed of Manon Mellis, where she just turns and goes to goal. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
Just 4 minutes in, Manon Mellis has put the Seattle Reign on top on a beautiful takeaway. Just at the top of the 18 as you see her take this ball away right here.
Here you go, and she just turns. It's a misread by the Western New York Flash defense. She just goes straight to goal, takes it a little bit out to the right to draw the keeper, and then slots it on the ground, side netting. 1-0 Reign, as I mentioned. Exactly what the fans wanted, exactly what the doctor ordered here at home.
A dream start for the Reign FC as Manon Mellis puts them up just 4 minutes into this match.
And what you didn't see in the meanwhile is Jess Fishlock has run off the side. The trainers are tending to her, pointing at her shoulder. I don't know if she's got something going on with her shoulder. Either they're trying to pop it back in or she's got something pinched. They look to be working with her right shoulder currently. They have not substituted for her.
This ball bounces all the way back to Tostanowski, her first touch of the match. Under no challenge. And she'll distribute.
Nice drop kick by Andy. Young player out of Santa Clara University. Had a great career there.
Zerboni was fouled and advantages played as Western New York looked to press it. Williams on the ball.
Great hold-up play by Lynn Williams.
Onto the outside for Doniak, but not a good centering as Little takes it away, and she's going to look to turn it back. Kim Little slows down, didn't have numbers. Controls the ball on the challenge from Doniak, and now will drop it back.
Western New York, they come out, as you see, in a 4-3-3, and their front line of Doniak, Williams, and McDonald look to press pretty quickly. They press up fairly high. Their line of confrontation is a good, 20, 25 yards only from goal, so they're stepping up quite a bit and putting some pressure on the Reign. The Reign can get past that initial line. They've got a good chance of having success.
Fletcher was harassed by Williams in her own penalty area there, and eventually Seattle concede a throw-in just inside their attacking half. 5 minutes gone by. Seattle with the early lead. The goal scorer was Manon Mellis just into the 4th minute.
It's great for Manon to get on the board. She was out with an injury for a little bit. The Reign have been struck by a small rash of injuries this year that have hurt them somewhat. And even without Hope and without Megan Rapinoe, Rachel Corsi's sitting out today. This is still a lineup extremely capable of getting 3 points out of this match.
Speaking of injuries, Jess Fishlock is back on the field, so that's good news for the Reign for sure. That ball is challenged and bounces up high in the air. Winning it at midfield is Sanderson. Tried to turn it over the top, but her runner went the wrong way, I think. And it will be a throw-in for Reign FC.
I want to take this chance, Nathan, to welcome all of our viewers and listeners online and those following on Twitter. I know we have a lot of overseas fans, and Tracy Kidd, I know, is trying to stay awake. It's 2:35 or whatever time, almost 3 a.m. in Scotland, and we welcome you.
My time of day.
It's a perfect time to watch a match.
Absolutely. Long ball onto the left wing. Atsugi trying to run onto that, and she does keep it in play. Rumi Atsugi into the middle for Yanez. Little triangle on the left flank there. Atsugi again. Cross comes up a little short. Now it falls to Naho. Kawasumi. Fishlock will try an effort from 30 yards, and that goes up and over everything.
And that's something that with with Sumi and with Naho, Rumi and Naho, is going to be really important to watch. So those bookends, the width of the field and the ability for them to play on the flanks and stretch the defense from side to side of the Western New York Flash is only going to create either opportunities in behind them off the cross or be able to get the ball back centrally and penetrate centrally with the likes of Kim Little, Jess Fishlock, Bev Yanez. And that's something that is a strength of the Reign. If they have that strength taken away, it makes it difficult for them.
Sanderson guilty of handling in the center circle. Reign take the free kick short. Little turns it upfield. Fishlock tracks it down. She's watched there by Eddie. Into the area. And out for a corner.
And what you see right now from the attacking players on the Reign is they're just looking to go forward. Their first touch on the ball, the one from Mellis on the goal, was straight to goal. You see Bev Yanez there getting in behind, earning the corner kick. They're being extremely aggressive going to the goal tonight.
Very positive play, even aside from the goal from the Reign here in the first 8 minutes of this one.
Crowd's getting into it.
First corner for Seattle. It's short and it's kicked away. The Flash maybe had a chance to counter there, but nice work. Fishlock gets back, and Little got back as well to take it away. Offside there was Yanez. The flag comes back down as it was handled easily by Rowland.
There's got to be a joke in there somewhere. What happens when you're double teamed by a Welsh woman and a Scottish woman? You lose the ball as one, but I'm going to come up with a good punchline, and anyone that wants to chime in, feel free, because I think there's something there.
McDonald on the near flank. The cross was looking for Yanez, just a little bit too far for her. And Rowland cleans it up.
There you see the speed again of Mellis. If she gets isolated one-on-one out there on the flank, it's very, very dangerous, and it's difficult for the opponents to defend.
Fishlock again active defensively, and Yanez can't keep it. Gives it back to Sanderson. New York will try the near side this time. This is Hinckley. And a bit of a misplay there, out for a Seattle throw in as we move into the 10th minute here.
As I mentioned before, left back for the Western New York Flash, Jaylene Hinkle out of Texas Tech University, out of Colorado is her home. Great young player, has been in with the full national team quite a bit since the World Cup. She's not there yet, obviously, but she's someone to keep your eye on. She's got a great left foot, great defensive presence, has really grown as a rookie in this league.
She's won 8 caps in her year plus with the national team. She came in for that congratulatory tour after the World Cup last year. In fact, made her first start at CenturyLink Field just down the road. Or her first appearance, rather.
So this is a young squad, missing Sam Ewis as an alternate for the U.S. team.
That's McDonald out on the wing. Knocked away by Tostanovsky. McDonald again, she's onside, and this one's set high up into the air. And it goes out of play. What's it going to be? A corner kick.
Yeah, there's the situation where you just see there's just a little bit of lack of comfort. Andy, I don't know if you can hear her down there, but I certainly can't hear her up here. And Lou Barnes twice there cleared a ball hesitantly the first time she thought the keeper should have come, and didn't clear it far enough, and they got a second opportunity, and that second opportunity has led to a corner. So a little bit of tentativeness to be expected, and waiting here for Andy to settle in, as she will.
Nerves obviously completely understandable making your first start at this level, as Hinkle's corner is a short one. The cross from the better angle comes in, no problem for the Reign. And it's played away, a little bit of contact. No whistle, but it will be a throw in.
It's interesting to me that on their corners, they've, obviously they practice their set pieces and they're well run, but with a young new keeper that is getting her first start, why they don't just put it in there on her is a little bit surprising to me.
That's a good point, and it's worth bringing up. The head coach of the Western New York Flash is not with the team today. He's been suspended, Paul Riley, after what's been described as inappropriate conduct directed at officials during the game in Rochester last week. So without their head coach are the Flash here tonight. Chance for a long throw in as Western New York will set up 4 white shirts in the penalty area. Comes toward the spot.
Dangerous long throw there.
Fell down at the feet of Ursig, but eventually it's cleared out toward the top of the arc.
Cleared centrally, which isn't ideal. Western New York stays in possession.
Zerboni's shot is blocked. And now a throw in on the near side here as Zerboni will leave that.
Good defensive presence by Naho there.
Adi will come over and take the throw in. She took the one on the far side. And again, 4 or 5 white shirts inside that 18-yard area. Skying to clear that out of the penalty area is Fishlock, but only as far as the top. Fishlock another touch, Little in there to try and win it. So is Atsugi. But eventually it falls to Doniak. Trying to turn the corner. Barnes shepherds it out, wins the goal kick. I'm sorry, that was not Barnes, that was Kendall Fletcher.
Good job by Fletch there to get her body in between the ball, and a very, very strong flank player in Mackenzie Doniak, rookie out of University of Virginia. A lot of caps with the under-23 national team. She's done a great job this season for the Flash and is definitely coming into her own as well.
Here's the skipper, Winters, gives it for Kawasumi. And had a running read, didn't use her, turns it back centrally instead. This is Kim Little. Little tries to chip over. Running is Mellis. She already has one. Looking for her second, and now turning. It's punched up over the bar.
I think Mellis might have wanted that one back. But again, I love the aggression of the Reign here. Ellie Reed makes a run down the right flank and doesn't get it, but you see what just the threat of the width gets. Here's Mellis, little magic there with the sombrero, gets the touchdown. I think she wanted to crank that one with her left foot. Bev had other plans. Great save by Caitlin Rowland, second-year player out of UCLA.
Yanez's turning shot is pushed out of play for a corner, second of the match for Seattle. Heads out toward the 6. It's headed back in dangerously and eventually cleared out. Sanderson got the last touch, and Seattle will collect. Turning towards Fishlock right at the top of the 18, and it's headed away also. Zerboni got a touch. And Western New York looked to counter. Just out of the reach of Williams, but she collects it at midfield. And the Flash is composed. Challenge from Mellis earns a free kick for Western New York. They wanted advantage, none was given. And Sanderson was a little surprised by that restart. Flash will cycle back a string of possession, maybe a little longer than we've seen thus far from them.
And this is where you're going to see Abby Dahlkemper, center back, second-year player out of UCLA.
Hinkle can't keep it in play. Throw in for the Seattle Reign.
From the center part of the back, she can really spread the field from side to side. She's got great range and great distance on her service and great accuracy. Reign have to be careful not to give her too much time and space and let her beat you over the top of the back.
Yanez thought she was fouled. Instead, it's going to fall back for Western New York. They'll cycle through the back and see if there's anything on the right side. Taken away by Yanez, but no one was there to try and collect. She just got the one touch, and it will roll all the way back through to Caitlin Rowland. Just under 15 minutes gone by here, a little bit less. We're glad you're spending part of your Saturday with us on. It's actually kind of getting warmer as the evening has gone on here, Leslie. It's a little strange.
It's the beauty of the great Pacific Northwest. The hottest time of day, usually between like 5 and 8, and we've got light till 10, and it's perfect time of year here.
Summer in Seattle.
Good bit of possession through the midfield, in the middle third there by the Reign. Again, we see the Flash step up and press the backs immediately. Poor turnover there.
Moving in on the outside, a chance for Doniak. Keeps possession nicely, tries to keep it in and cross it, but it's cleared away by Barnes. Rumi Utsugi finds Beverly Yanez in the middle of the field. Now Reed on the right. Back into the middle for Fishlock, who sends it high up over the top. And it looks like Mellis is just offside. Fans, you can't get any closer to the action than being on the team without being on the team. Join Reign FC on the pitch at Memorial Stadium for your chance to meet players, watch warm-ups, and receive exclusive team-signed gear. Check out the VIP experience with Seattle Reign.
Yeah, the AR didn't have her flag up immediately, and it was a close one, but not a bad idea by Fishlock just to get that ball out of trouble and bypass the crowd that's pressing them here in the back third.
Catherine Nesbitt, AR1 over here on the near side. Throw in for Western New York. Fishlock trying to shield this one out of play, and she does so successfully. Goal kick.
That's no easy task. I mentioned before, Lynn Williams is quite a strapping athlete, and she puts a body on you, you're going to feel it, and just does a good job there to hold her off and shield that one out of bounds.
As we mentioned in the open, 7 goals. She leads the National Women's Soccer League in scoring with that total, and her teammate McDonald is in second with 5. Reign can't keep possession of this one, and it's Doniak again. Overlapping ball. This one's kept in play in some space. Into the middle, just a little bit too tall for McDonald. Settling is Sanderson. Keeps possession. Early cross blocked by Fishlock. And an animated Laura Harvey on the near side here, exhorting her defense to greater heights. As we take a look at this, Fishlock getting up to block the cross.
She gets out just in time. The sun's on our monitor a little bit. I'm having a hard time seeing it. From
McDonald will take the throw from the near side.
Nice long throw by Jess McDonald's dangerous.
Dahlkemper was screaming at the referee, said she was being held. Nothing was given. Ball bounces around in the air. Little gets a touch. Now it's taken by Sanderson. Fishlock knocked it down, and now Little on it again.
There's a name we haven't called too much, and that happens quite a bit because a lot of attention is paid to number 8, Kim Little, in the middle for the Seattle Reign. But the more we can find her, the more we can get into a rhythm playing through her, the better off the Reign will be.
Kim Little, great deal of experience with the Scottish national side. Of course, Great Britain not fielding a soccer team in the Olympics this summer, 2012, because it was a home Olympics for them. It's the only time they've done so since the women's game was introduced to the Olympics. Free kick for Western New York, 15 yards inside their attacking half. They take it short onto the near side for Hinkle.
There you see the speed of Hinkle. She's got a great left foot. Dangerous ball. Great piece of defending there by Jess Fishlock.
Cleared away by Kawasumi, and that's out of play. Throw in for Seattle. Not the first time we've seen a great defensive effort thus far from Fishlock.
Yeah, Hinkle just whips it in low there, and Fishlock gets a foot on it. Right now what you see is what you would expect to see from veterans, is a lot of players putting in the extra effort to make sure that Andy Tosanowski isn't put under any undue pressure, and helping build her confidence as well in goal.
We play in the 20th minute here at Memorial Stadium. Western New York have started to outchance the Reign here a little bit in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, they get going forward pretty quickly. They press high. When they lose it, they've won it in the front half a few times and gotten in on the Reign. The Reign uncharacteristically have turned the ball over and given them chances in transition, so they've got to clean that up a little bit, get hold of the ball, and get into a rhythm themselves.
Sanderson overlapped nicely for Hinkle, but it was taken away by the skipper, and now a chance for Kawasumi.
Great piece of work there by Keelan Winters to get the ball forward. Naho just couldn't get the right touch on it before the ball was won back by McCall Zerboni.
Keelan Winters, of course, has been wearing the armband all 4 seasons here in Seattle. And this one will go back for Barnes.
And I think her teammates would tell you, rightfully so, Keelan is a great team player, tireless worker, skillful player, winner. Does a great job of leading this team, good times and bad times.
Reed was looking to flip that up and over for Mellis. It was blocked. And a throw into Seattle on the near side. Just over 20 minutes gone by. Nathan Murphy, Leslie Gallimore, we're glad you're with us. It's a beautiful evening at Memorial Stadium as the Flash look to head forward. Taken away. Reed can't keep it in play.
Flash doing a very good job of pressing in the front half and forcing turnovers from the Reign. I'd say Fletcher and Barnes in particular have to drop off a little bit more to give their outside backs and their midfielders some more space for drop back outlets and outlets to play through the midfielder, pass them up into their forward line.
Hinkle takes the throw in looking for Sanderson. Kawasumi sends it long. Collected easily by the Flash. And now Williams is looking to cross. Has space to the goal line, keeps it in. And Tostanowski covers her post.
Great job by Tostanowski there. Keep that ball in play. Drive to the end line by Lynn Williams, and you see Andy just come out, cover her near post nice and clean.
How do you rate her comfort level 21 minutes into this match?
I think it's getting better and better, as you would expect. As I mentioned before, I think the team's playing hard in front of her. I think the communication bit is where you don't want to give up a soft goal. I go, you go, not saying anything. So she's got to take a deep breath, realize they're up 1-0, and kind of fake it till you make it and use her voice as much as she possibly can. Again, I'm not saying whether she is or isn't. I can't hear her from up here because I've got a headset on. But the communication piece is where you really want her to find her comfort.
Fishlock controls in the middle of the park. Seattle will cycle through the back.
Here's the possession you want to see in the front half from the Reign.
Little looking for Kawasumi. Just a little bit too short to get over the defender.
That's a good read by Hinkle into the sun.
And a turnover. Reed. Mellis's shot just a little bit too weak. And right at Caitlin Rowland.
That's a little gift for Caitlin Rowland there. A gift that she first tried to give and then we gave it back. But that's called a re-gift, Caitlin, and I'm sure you'll take it. Here's a back pass, and then a poor giveaway by Caitlin. And Reign just not quite ready to get a quality shot on goal and gifted back to her.
And as we come back, Jess Fishlock was taken down by Leanne Sanderson. And so a free kick for the Reign.
Leanne Sanderson, veteran on the English national team. Definitely known for her presence on the field.
She's played widely. She's played in England, of course. She played in WPS and the W League over here. She played for Espanyol in Spain. So a lot of wide-reaching experience for Leanne Sanderson.
First one, I thought you said she played widely. You meant that she played out on the width.
There you go. I thought you said the snark was done.
No, the snark continues. Sorry.
That's all right, as expected. You are as advertised, Coach.
I'd say what this game is living up to is two quality teams. The soccer's quality, both are kind of probing and trying to break the other team down with good passing and good movement off the ball. The defending.
And extremely lucky right now, Seattle Reign, as claiming the penalty is Zerboni, and it was right on that corner.
I think Zerboni, one, sold the foul. At two, she tried to resell being inside the box, which she wasn't if we see on the replay. She was definitely fouled outside. So that part is a good call by the official. And the challenge wasn't really anything extra special, so I don't know what the hoopla is about. But the big thing here, here's Zerboni going to goal. And, not too much there. But what you don't want to have happen here is to give something up on this free kick. Henkel's got the left foot. Sanderson's got the right foot. Which way they decide to swing it or they try to get one on goal is the question. Tostanowski has to be aware of both, and the players on the line there need to make sure that they follow their matchups.
Sanderson is going to take it. It's curling toward goal, and it's headed in.
Yeah, that's a great goal.
It's not. It's offside.
That would have been a great goal if it weren't offside. The one thing that you have to be careful of is, one, tracking your mark, but you do want to track them or let them run into an offside position, which clearly there, the Reign, close to their player, but push out and run her into an offside position.
It certainly looks from that look as though she was indeed offside.
Yeah.
And now we're going to...
My apology for my playbacks. I am looking straight into the sun at our monitor. So...
It's not easy to see the monitor for us right now, but as best I can tell, that was indeed offside.
Let's go back to the service, though, of Leanne Sanderson. That was a dangerous bent right-footed serve.
That was a perfect service, and just to go back for a moment a little bit further, Ellie Reed was shown the yellow card for the challenge, presumably for the tactical foul. That's in the 25th minute. Cleared up into the center circle.
Good win by Barnes.
Fighting for possession and earning the foul is Little. So you see Abby Dahlkemper back there screaming at her teammates to get their positioning better. She looks a little frustrated.
And this is what you're going to see when Kim Little gets the ball. There's one player on her. She's trying to solve pressure there. There's a second one. She just gets clipped at the end by Zerboni with a little extra to the foot.
Kawasumi turns it in toward the penalty spot.
Touch a little bit off there by Mellis. She meant to bend that, touch that one inside so that she could get herself on frame, but just kind of carried it square, didn't have an angle.
Kawasumi harassing Hinkle. And the Flash have to play back to goal. And Rowland plays it right out over the touchline, and a throw in for the Reign in an attacking position.
Sabrina D'Angelo, Canadian national team keeper, is not available, and Caitlin Rowland, second-year player again out of UCLA, is shown today that she's a good goalkeeper, but there's a couple times with her feet that she's got to be much cleaner in possession and not give the Reign opportunities off of what should be routine clearances.
3 wins and 3 starts for Rowland, and a 1.0 goals against average.
She's another player, along with Abby Dahlkemper, Jaylene Hinkle, Mackenzie Doniak, have had quite a lot of experience in the U23 national team.
Littles fouled, and advantage is played. Reed's pass just a little bit short. Throw-in goes to Reed. Kawasumi takes it, carries it along the 18. Into the middle. Turned it for Yanez. Back for Mellis, and her shot from outside the area is up and over the bar.
That's what you love to see from the Reign, that little bit of combination play just in and around the top of the box, the skill, the movement, and the last thing has to be that finishing piece, but that's some fun soccer to watch.
And fans, Reign FC matches are absolutely fantastic for your next corporate outing or team activity. Ticket discounts are available for groups of 15 or more. Call 855-REIGN-FC for more information. Yanez's header, was looking for Mellis, and now Kawasumi's going to run onto it. Sorry to cut you off, Coach.
No, that was a great early ball and a great idea by Naho there to play that ball in early.
Fishlock slipped trying to turn that cross into the area. And Sanderson's header goes out of play. Giveaways from both sides in the last moments.
And this is where you want to see the Reign play here.
Mellis, the goal scorer.
In this final third, with numbers, with smart possession, locking it in when they turn it over.
Fishlock gets it from Winters, but can't keep it under control, rather.
A little bit of an issue there, I'd say, with Yanez running across. There was nobody out on the width. You see right now that Rumi is playing left back, and she's switched.
Western New York. They had a runner. Instead, it goes out for a Seattle throw-in. McDonald was the player making the run.
And just didn't get forward to fill that space, as I was going to say. There's plenty of room out there on the left side. And it just kind of, Bev's run across the middle, clogged it up a little bit. Too much.
Header won by
to create
Zerboni.
A chance.
Now Reed runs onto it. Tries to get it through for Kawasumi. It's cut off there by Hinkle. Has some space and takes it. Gives it to Williams on the near flank. Reed is able to cut that off and turn it out for a throw-in.
We see McDonald's throw. She's going to get that towards the corner of the 6.
As we patch.
You hear Fletcher pushing the group up a little bit to get them outside of the 6-yard box and give Andy a little bit of room to work.
A little more room down there where the stand runs out of room. And as you said, right toward the corner of the 6, it's loose in the area. It's still there. It squirts out, and Reed's going to be able to send it away. Chipped back ahead by a D.
With the numbers that the Flash throw forward on their set pieces, the Reign could do a little better to break from those on counter chances. They tried on that one. Just not successful. They got to get out on the width a little bit more, play the ball out on the flanks, and give our outside players, our 2s, 3s, 7s, and 11s, a little bit of chance to run.
Yanez has sprung Nawasumi. Here's Naho. Shot is over the bar.
She had Rowland beat. She was out a little bit off her line with the sun in her eyes. Naho looked up, saw that, grazed one off the crossbar. narrowly missing to put up the Reign 2-0.
Nahomi Kawasumi had acres of space in front of her, and as you said, had Rowland completely beat.
Great touch by Yanez to play that ball out wide. Just a little flick with the outside of her right foot. Naho, great touch towards goal, looks up, sees Rowland out, tries to chip her, grazes it over the crossbar. Not 2-0 yet.
We're still 1-0, close calls for both sides. And this one's loose in the area. This is Doniak.
Rumi in a little bit of a foot race with Doniak. What I was going to mention earlier is that the final, Houston -3, Portland Thorns 0.
And that means that Western New York could indeed vault into first place were they to come back and win this match here. Winters on the ball. Has Reed in some space on the near side. For Kawasumi. Stumbled on the touch but turned it back inside. Just out of the reach of Winters.
Doniak likes to turn and run with it. She's been successful so far tonight. And that's going to pull a yellow as that was from behind.
Easy decision from Koroleva there. As sliding in was Keelan Winters taking down Mackenzie Doniak. And she is going to be booked in the 33rd minute. We heard from Winters in the pregame interview. She was talking about speed and about how positioning is so important in countering the speed.
Doniak gets past her here, and she just caught her with her boot on her Achilles. That can't feel good. Rightful yellow card. Keelan knows it. She goes over and gives Doniak just enough love to stave off anything worse than a yellow. And good news is that Mac is back up and playing. Henkel's gone over to the right side. She's going to swing this in with her left foot.
It floats in toward the penalty spot.
Good win by Fletch.
Kawasumi clears it, but not further than Zerboni, who heads it back in. Reed punches it toward the circle. That one was handled by Zerboni. And Seattle will get to settle it down a little bit. Instead, they'll go quickly. Fishlock gave it to Little. And space out on the left. This is Atsugi.
This is great shape by the Reign. They've got the flash spread from side to side. If they can continue to do that and swing it side to side, use the width and get them spread out, they're going to open up a lot more opportunities centrally for the likes of Jess Fishlock and Kim Little and Bev Yanez.
Reed on the right. Had Kawasumi running, couldn't find her, and now she punches it out of play. Last touch by New York.
That's where Ellie has to just do a little bit better in being able to connect those passes out of the back. Naho will know what to do with it when she gets it. She's got to be a little bit cleaner.
Taken away by Zerboni. Sanderson plays it in. Trying to keep it as Williams.
It's good play by Barnes. She's up nice and tight on Lynn Williams. Doesn't give her time to turn and face. Great takeaway by Barnes.
Yanez plays it back and they'll cycle through. Near side, Kendall Fletcher. She was tracked by McDonald. And Winters is down, but a ball over the top is trying to run onto it as Mellis all the way out of her goal is Rowland to punch it high up into the stands.
And that's a good clearance by Caitlin Rowland. Did she hear me? Good job, Kate.
Exactly the kind of composure and response you were talking about not long ago.
Yeah, and remember, it's tough down there. The sun is blazing right into her eyes, so she's got to be safe, safe, safe.
Well, you'll notice she came into the shadows to play that ball.
Yeah. The square pass is a bad giveaway there. That's not what you want to have happen.
Now a chance running up on the outside is a D.
With the speed and the way the flash breaks.
Crossed into the middle. Headed down at the penalty spot, and Little settles it for Utsugi. And it's knocked out of play by Liz Adi. The 36th minute of play here at Seattle Memorial. No shortage of action in this one in the first half hour plus. 1-0 to the Reign. The goal was scored by Mellis in the 4th minute. That goal was called back offside by Western New York, offside against them. And Nahomi Kawasumi put one off the crossbar, so plenty of chances. It's still 1-0 to the Reign.
I'll tell you what, the crowd here at Memorial is being treated to some real quality soccer on both sides of the ball by both teams tonight. And I'd say, as much as we talked about this as being sort of a retribution match or a grudge match, it hasn't been a snippy match. It has been a really well played, tough, but clean match.
It's been a pretty technical match.
Yeah. There you see the width again. This is where you want to see Rumi get forward, combine.
That's Sugi on, oh, sorry.
Get herself out there on the flank. Maybe with a little bit more aggression and confidence than that. There was time and space there for them to really take it to him.
Fishlock stepped in and forced the giveaway, picked up by Barnes. Tostanowski will clean it up. And offside there is Bev Yanez. Flash go quickly. Giveaway, Winters takes it. Little in the middle. And now here's Winters in the circle. Winters tries to get it through to Kawasumi. And New York will settle back down. Kawasumi challenges for that one, but surrenders the throw in right at that midfield strike. Chipped forward there by Sanderson. Cut out by Fletcher. Yanez in the center circle gives it for Winters, who's fouled. Little bump in the back from Zerboni. And Fletcher.
McCall Zerboni's been all over this league, and she finds herself back on the Western New York Flash after making a trip around the league to some other teams. And she's a veteran of this league now, and player out of UCLA, out of Southern California. Definitely doesn't back down from a challenge.
Little trying to run onto this one. Instead, it finds its way back to Reed. Ellie Reed.
Mellis.
Nice touch by Mellis. Kawasumi keeps it in play but can't keep possession of it. Hinkle had a little bit of space. Instead, she gave it away to Winters. Keelan Winters. A little bit beyond her reach on the 1-2.
If I were to, guess, I think Laura Harvey is, for the most part, going to be pleased with this first half performance.
Barnes almost gave it away, as challenging her there was Williams, but it's sent back into the middle of the field.
And mind you, there's still plenty of time to play, and Western New York Flash are doing a lot to create opportunities. But in possession, the one thing I would say is just there's little things about the Reign, particularly in the front half of the field. If you watch the players off the ball, is their off-ball movement isn't an A+. It's a C and a B at time, but it's not an A+. They're not working as hard as they can just in little spurts to get just that much more open, to find that little window where they can keep it and beat the opponent.
Winters cut that pass out, and Little finds Kawasumi on the wing.
Great flaring run.
In the middle, just over the head of Mellis.
Great flaring run by Naho there to spin out, get it to her feet. Great bent ball in behind, and just a narrow miss by Mellis to get that one on frame with her head.
Man, and Mellis 5'5". She needed about 2 more there.
And now you see the quick counter by Western New York. Good read by Fletcher and Barnes to drop off and win that one coming back.
Little can't keep it in play. Throw in for the Flash, as we'll say. Fans, mark your calendar now for the 2016 National Women's Soccer League Championship on Sunday, October the 9th at BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston. Make sure and be there to support our league and hopefully to support our team. Tickets for the NWSL Championship game on sale now at nwslchampionship.com. Prices starting at just $20. Start making your plans now to be in Houston for the NWSL Championship.
I hear Houston's lovely in October, and there are a ton of college programs in and around the Houston area. If you're a young soccer player and you want to take a trip out there to catch the NWSL Championship, visit a few colleges, watch some college games, that's a great time of year to do it.
Long ball finds Williams at the corner of the 18. She's watched there by Reed, moves toward the corner flag. Lynn Williams tries to turn through. Reed takes it away. Kawasumi keeps it in play, but it ends up back on the foot of Williams. Taken away by Kim Little. Looking for Fishlock on the near side and headed out. Throw in for the Reign. Nice defensive sequence.
That was a well one air ball again into the sun by Nimick. Courtney Nemick.
Sanderson takes this one in the center circle. Too far for the running McDonald. And collected easily by Tostanowski.
Jess McDonald's a former Reign player. She's done well this year. It's great to see her doing so well from Flash.
Small league like this, of course, all these players know each other very well as advantage is played. Hinkle on the ball into the middle for Sanderson. And now Hinkle has some space on the left flank. Reed rushing back, can't block it.
Great win by Fletcher. That was a dangerous ball. You're not going to want to give Jaylene Hinkle too many of those in a game.
Fletcher sent it all the way wide, and it's a goal kick. That's nice work by Rumi Atsugi to force it out.
Here you see Hinkle with speed. Again, quality service right across the top of the 6. And that's dangerous. Fletcher does what she can to keep that ball going that same direction and flick it out of danger. But running towards your own goal as a defender, you just never know. If that ball's whipped in hard,
that is
it's risky.
It's a scary moment as a goalkeeper, I'll tell you. Winters doesn't really win the header, but gets the ball moving where she wants it. Now Fletcher will settle it down, and then she'll unsettle it. Sanderson takes it and moves ahead in space. Fishlock comes over to challenge and forces a bit of a misplay, and Atsugi's going to be able to shepherd that one out of play for a Reign throw-in.
Not clean by either team there. They'll both reset here for the final minutes of the half. Reign would love to take a minimum of a 1-0 lead into the locker room.
2 minutes plus maybe one of stoppage remaining here in the first 45. Jumping over that is Katja Koroleva. Centering attempt is blocked by Yanez. And now she gets another touch to it, still loose. And now a foul surrendered by Yanez. And a free kick for Western New York.
Dahlkemper, not pleased with what she considers encroachment. Guy off to my left thinks she should give it a rest. I think you might have heard him.
Regardless, it's a free kick right on the ghostly 30-yard line.
And this has been, this has been dangerous. The Flash have been dangerous on restarts. They're good in the air. They've whipped some dangerous balls in. Reign have not done a stellar job of clearing it out. They've given it back this time. Zerboni on the ball.
That one skipped right about the penalty spot, is into the middle and just past the foot of Jess McDonald. And it's a corner kick, third one for Western New York Flash.
Reign need to stay mentally focused, physically focused here. Clear this ball out. They've played well enough this first half to go in up. You'd hate to see them give something away here.
Less than a minute remaining in the 45, and we can't imagine there's more than a minute or so of extra time to be added. Of stoppage time, rather. Corner curls in toward the goal. Tostanowski can't get there. It's loose and it's in. And just like that, the Reign will not go in with the lead. Jess McDonald puts this one in the net.
Yeah, I hate to say we talked about it a little bit. Got a little bit loose. Some giveaways, some poor clearances. And the Western New York Flash have been dangerous on restarts. They've put some good balls into the box, and here you see it again. Hinkle with the left foot. And Dahlkemper just elevates. And McDonald comes away with the flick.
It was headed perfectly back across goal.
And on neither of those do you see, the players go up with the player that's heading the ball. And you see a little bit of the reluctance and timidness of Andy Tostanowski not to come out and make a play on that.
She got herself caught at the post that's near to us. It was the far post from the corner. And she could not get back. Wide open was Jess McDonald, and she had the entire net in front of her, nods it down to tie the match. And we're into that 1 minute of stoppage time. Just a few seconds left in it. And Seattle, you just got to be so heartbroken. You carry the lead from the 4th minute as a dangerous moment there. McDonald looking for a second one. Seattle, at the least, you need to get it into the locker room level.
Yeah, you got to play like it's 0-0 in some ways when there's that much of the game left. You just don't take your foot off the pedal. You got to keep the ball a little bit better. Be more mobile off the ball. Continue to use the width because you have it. and just, work harder to create chances. There just hasn't been enough movement off the ball for them to be as dangerous as they're capable of being. And the Western New York Flash are in second place for a reason. They're a good team. They're fast going forward. They're athletic. And again, if you give up too many restarts, they're going to punish you on one of them, and that's exactly what happened.
25 goals in 12 games for the Western New York Flash, and they've shown their quality on set pieces, culminating in the McDonald goal. The first goal of the match went to Manon Mellis in the 4th minute. She took away a ball right at the 18 and moved in unassisted. So there are your 2 goal scorers. We're level 1-1. And you've already talked a little bit about the adjustments needed in the second half. What else does Seattle need to do here?
I would say in the attack, one, they have to be a little bit more disciplined defensively. And when they win the ball back, have better outlets to keep it. They've turned the ball over after regain too quickly. The other thing I would say is that Kim Little needs to get out of the center circle. The width that they have, because they have it here today, I think the outside player should start making runs in, and she should start to fill those wide middle channels, because that's where she can be dangerous. She's too marked in the middle. It's too condensed in the middle. She can't be dangerous from that spot. We need to let her play as a more free-roaming 10 and create chances going forward for us, for some of the great players we have playing up front.
We'll go to break. When we come back, the road to Rio. A nice special on the Reign players going to Rio on the Olympic team. You're watching Seattle Reign FC football.
The NWSL Championships coming to Houston this October. So what's that mean? Here's your guide to the NWSL Championship in just 60 seconds by me, Melissa Henderson. The National Women's
Soccer League is the top women's soccer league in the United States, featuring 69 national team players from around the world, including 37 Olympians and 19 members of the World Cup winning United States women's national team. Houston was pre-selected as the 2016 NWSL Championship host city. America's top 2 professional teams will meet in Houston for the NWSL Championship. It's the end of the line for pro women's soccer playoffs, and it's all going down in H-Town. So here's how it works. There's 10 teams in the NWSL. The top 4 teams in the regular season standings make it to playoffs, with the higher seed teams hosting each semifinal match, and the final 2 face off for the chance to lift the trophy. Support women's pro soccer and join us at BBVA Compass Stadium to see who will be crowned this year's champion. Sunday, October 9th at BBVA Compass Stadium. Get your tickets now at bbvacompassstadium.com.
It's all over. Redemption for the United States.
I'm incredibly excited for what will be my 4th Olympics. My first Olympics, I was an alternate, but I still got the entire experience of being in Greece and being with the team. And so I actually have 3 gold medals, 3 Olympic gold medals, which I don't think I could have ever imagined being where I am today, and looking back knowing I already have 3 gold medals from 3 different Olympics, and still knowing I have another opportunity to do that again.
Here's O'Hara. Long ball will find Megan Rapinoe, edge of the area. Megan Rapinoe drives it! A magnificent goal by Megan Rapinoe!
And yeah, I mean, the possibility of going to the Olympics is just surreal still. You know, having the experience that we did in London 2012, and then hopefully being a part of another amazing experience this year would be a dream come true. So just working hard and trying to do everything I can to get back. And it's a tight timeline, and there's you know, certain things that are just out of my control, but I'm super excited for the opportunity, and hopefully I can make that happen. To be honest, I haven't rushed my rehab at all. I've sort of taken it as it's come, and now I'm here, and my body has reacted well, and I've rehabbed in such a way that has given me an opportunity to potentially make the team for Rio. But I haven't tried to rush anything. I've taken everything sort of as it's come, and I've been sort of cautiously being as aggressive as I can, but also knowing that I have a lot of my career left and I don't want to jeopardize that. But my body has healed in such a way that has kind of allowed me to even sort of sniff at Rio and potentially make it back. And I'm doing everything I can, but I'm also taking things as they come. And if I get to the point where I have enough under my belt to be in a position to make Rio and even challenge for a spot, then I will. But if I get to that point and I'm just not ready, then I'm just not ready.
USA has the average 2-inch height advantage over Japan. Played in short of the ground. Quick shot. Go!
What's never been done before is a team's never won the World Cup and then backed it with an Olympic championship. So, you know, I love breaking records and I love doing things that have never been done. Our team loves to do things that have never been done. We like to beat the odds, so to do something that's never been done before is just another very cool feat to go after.
Into the box, Johnston's clearance. That's it. Game over. The drought is over. The U.S. wins the 2015 Women's World Cup.
It is a really difficult thing to do. It's really incredible to win a World Cup, and that means it's very draining. But I think that this team has a big chip on our shoulder, and you know, I think we want to go down. At least the core group of us that have been there for a long time want to go down as maybe the most dominant women's team ever, and this would, I think, undoubtedly kind of solidify that for us. So it's just, you know, a huge opportunity, and for us, obviously, these are two biggest tournaments. I think everyone's pretty motivated and pretty excited.
I'm very much a realist, and I know in all sport anything can happen. And a lot of people tell me, well, you just have to believe, you have to be confident, you have to believe. And for me, it's you have to believe that anything can happen on any given day. And it allows for me to make sure that I'm focused every single minute of every single game, and I stay on top of my teammates to do the same. So that's the way I go into tournaments. I never think, you know what, we're the #1 ranked team, we should win, we're gonna win. It's not as easy as that.
He was born at 31 weeks, so 2.5 months early. Going through a C-section in a way was a little traumatic for me. One night, the nurse helped me go to the bathroom, and then she helped me walk me back to my bed, and I just started crying, and I was like, I have never been this weak in my life. She's like, it's okay, that's to be expected. To be that vulnerable was really hard for me. Even though maybe I knew it would get better, I just needed to hear it.
In 1935, 18 workers each contributed 50 cents to start BECU. The first loans helped coworkers buy the tools they needed to do their jobs. Today, we're Washington's leading credit union, and we're still banding together to make our money go further. Because while others stay motivated by profits, we're motivated by something greater: our members. Join us.
Well, I live in West Seattle, and I really like the water. So if it's nice weather and I am in the mood, I just go down. I live close to Lincoln Park, so I go down, and it's really nice at the water, actually. Well, my dad played, so I always went to his games and saw him playing. I was always there, and then one day I just asked him if I could do the same. But at that time, there were not many girls playing soccer in the Netherlands, so I started to play with boys till I was 18. And then I had to go to a girls' team. In the beginning, you're the same, but if you're getting a little older, physically they're stronger and faster, and that was really good for me because I needed to try smarter, 1 or 2 touches, and when you play with girls, I'm fast, so I just run. But when you play with boys, you just need to use your brain and really try to play smart. So yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it's the 11th thing? Oh, that's easy. 11th of the 11th thing, same. Yeah. I will recommend official name.
Well, in the Netherlands, I played with boys till I was 18. And then I played in their women team. And then I moved to Sweden, to Malmö. I played 6 years in Malmö, then 1 year in Linköping, and the last 2 seasons in Gothenburg. Like after World Cup, I was thinking about it, but we still had a good chance to go to the Olympics. And after that, we needed a win and we draw against Sweden, so our Olympic dream was gone. So I felt it was just the right time. I played 12 years in national team. I don't know, it just felt like it was enough. And I just wanted to focus on my USA adventure, actually. Well, like the soccer here in USA is so big, and I really wanted to have the experience to play here. And it's also different than in Europe, the way people think, the mentality. So I really wanted to see how it works over here. You know, I think sometimes just differently because we are raised different, especially in the Netherlands when we play 4-3-3, and the most important thing is keeping the ball, a lot of possession. And here it's just losing the ball or winning the ball. It's like, you know, it's going so fast. So especially when I play as a winger, like our system is just different.
Yanez volleys it for Fishlock, into the box for Little. Little pass to the top. Stout can't make the save. A score for Seattle. 1-0. The Reign score first.
Northwest rivalry grows in significance tonight. Why? Because it's more than just bragging rights on the line. It's the Seattle Reign welcoming in the Portland Thorn. And now here's Winters going for a 50-50 ball. Seattle still in control. On it for the Reign. We have an injury to one of the Reign players in the attacking half of the field, holding her left knee.
Yeah, well, I felt there was something wrong, but I could not say what, actually. I've never had like a knee injury before, so I was a little shocked, and I really did not know what to feel, actually, because I had no idea. So it was just waiting for the MRI, and yeah.
It's one of them that can hurt a lot initially, but we'll get it checked out and see. Yeah, we'll probably know more in the next 48 hours, I would think.
Well, I was actually a little relieved because, okay, it's like 4 to 6 weeks, like you can manage it, and like it's a quick recovery actually. Still, it's not fun, but you know, it's better than like 9 months. It was like often 2 sessions a day, like in the beginning just only gym and like a lot of interval on the bike, and then later on the field and gym. So it was pretty hard actually, but it was good for me actually because I feel really fresh now. Yeah, well, I wanted to come back as fast as possible, but you know, sometimes you have to have a little patience, 1 week longer so everything is good. So it was hard, but on the other hand, it was like also good for my body because I got really, like, I trained so hard, so I got really fresh. So it's a bad thing to get injured, but on the other side, you can practice really hard and getting maybe back stronger than before.
Player on. She diagonal passes it ahead. This is a nice overlap opportunity. Danger, danger, and in the goal! It is Kawasumi.
When I went out on the field, I did not think about it actually. I felt like strong in my legs actually, and I was not really scared. Well, it took me a few minutes, like especially when I started in the last game against Boston. I forgot how physical it was. So like it took me like 10-15 minutes to like, oh yeah, I just really, you know, fast, like 1-2 touches or else they're like tackle. Yeah, it's really nice actually. It's just, you know, that's why I'm here for, and it's not fun to see the games like even on YouTube, you know, and not being able to travel with the team. So yeah, it feels good, you know, it's like why I'm here and what I love to do, so.
Fans, this season, Seattle Divorce Services is the proud presenter of the Play of the Match, following each Reign game on YouTube. Seattle Divorce Services believes in taking a sophisticated approach to solving tough cases with options including litigation, collaboration, and mediation. Let them help you find the right approach for your case. For more information, visit SeattleDivorceServices.com.
Welcome back to Seattle Memorial Stadium here at Seattle Center. It's 1-1 after 45 minutes. The goal scorers, Manon Mellis got one in the 4th minute for the Reign to put them on top, and then Jess McDonald tied the game in the 45th minute. Just a heartbreaking goal for the Reign.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of a premonition, sadly. We talked about the giveaways. We talked about the set-piece opportunities that the Reign were giving away, and sure enough, right before the end of the half, Jess McDonald capitalized.
We'll take a look at the replay package here and show you what happened in those first 45 minutes, and we're going to start, of course, with the goal that was scored by Manon Mellis just 3.5 minutes into this one after we show you the sign from the supporters.
It's great defending there by Keelan Winters. Manon Mellis just turns, draws the keeper to the left, beats her over to her right. Goal early on, just what the doctor ordered. And you see the speed of Manon Mellis there.
Capitalizing on that opportunity, as I said, just 3.5 minutes into the game. The Reign spent a lot of time being positive in this first period as another chance here. Mellis gave this one to Yanez.
Yeah, she looked like she wanted it herself, but it wasn't a bad takeaway.
And we're underway here in the second half. We're going to cut that replay package short. Hopefully we'll get a chance to show you the goal as offside just out of the gate is Kawasumi. We're underway in the second half. Thanks for being with us. Nathan Murphy, University of Washington coach Leslie Gallimore. As the Reign looking to get themselves back out in front after holding the lead for almost 40 minutes.
And let's have a look-see here. It doesn't look as though either team have made any substitutions.
No changes evident, at least at this point.
We have all our little game goers filing back in here.
And a foul committed there on the far side as Zerboni was guilty of taking down a Reign player, and she's going to go into the book. Yellow card for McCall Zerboni. That comes in the 47th minute.
Not her first. Won't be her last. And here you see both shoulder challenging. Goes down. The good thing about McCall Zerboni, if she's not going to get it, neither are you, and that's the kind of player you want on your team.
Long ball played by Hinkle. Cut out. Reign moving from our right to left here in this second period, and it's out for a Seattle throw in.
The last bits of the sun starting to peek behind the trees to the west here at Memorial.
Shadows cover the entirety of the playing surface right now. Fortunately, they don't cover the entirety of my face at the moment.
If you duck down, you can see the monitor.
We really appreciate the help. Thanks to the guys at Bootstrapper for setting up the little shadow shell so that we can see the monitors. Trying to run up onto that. Yanez can't get there, and it's out for a goal kick. We're just handed the attendance for tonight, 4,521, the paid attendance at Seattle Memorial Stadium. A great showing for BECU Olympic send-off night.
Yeah, and that last ball there by Rumi, you just want to see her connect that pass going forward and maybe not just look at the one person running out wide, but look at the space that player's leaving behind them and who's running into it, and be a little bit more savvy than that.
Ball fell to the feet of Little, and unfortunately unable to control it was Mellis. She had some space in front of her, but her first touch a little bit too far. Throw into Seattle on the near side. Rumi Otsugi will come over and take it.
That's the type of ball you tell players. You want to see them have the ball go through one channel if the player's going through another. It's a little bit more difficult for the defender to read and to defend. Here's what happens to us after halftime. We have a lot of hustle bustle in front of us here at our table.
Out of play for a Western New York throw-in.
The smell of kettle corn killing me right now.
Taken quickly and running on.
Lynn Williams dancing on the ball a little bit down there in the corner.
McDonald challenges for it, but in the end it comes easily to Tostanowski.
And the Reign have to be careful. The Flash pressed them hard up there. They don't have a lot of time to mess around with the ball in their own 18. They've got to find a place to clear it safely and quickly.
We've certainly seen that pressure be problematic in the first 45 minutes as a header from Winters. Kawasumi tried to win it. It comes all the way back. Lauren Barnes. Utsugi into the middle. Fishlock tripped over it a little bit, keeps possession. Gives for Yanez. Utsugi tried to give it back to Yanez, who was stepping the wrong way, but she wins the ball back, takes a little shove, and earns the free kick.
Good win back by Bev there, and good battle and challenge there out here on the flank. Again, Rumi, she needs to look to go to the other side with that. She keeps coming back into a crowd, and Western New York, to be honest, is doing a good job of defending it. That's the kind of ball you want to see them connect on. She doesn't need to be running through there. Just hold her spot. Mellis needs to hold her spot high and central. Just get it into her feet, hold up the ball, and let some of the other attackers join her. They've been a little disjointed here right from the get-go of the second half.
Just about 5 minutes gone by here of the second half. We're glad you're with us. Nathan Murphy and Leslie Gallimore from Memorial Stadium at Seattle Center. Stepping in toward the corner and chopping this high in the air was Eddie, and it falls back to feet. Sanderson, chance to shoot. It was ticked away. I think that was Fletcher who got a foot to it. It's still loose near the penalty area. Kawasumi finally earns a little bit of breathing room, but not much. Back ahead with it. Hinkle. Moving toward the corner flag, gets a cross in, but can't keep it in play. Goal kick.
It's smart by the Flash on those two missed clearances to just drive the ball back in low. That's dangerous. That's tough for the opponent to handle. And the Rain did well to get out of it there.
3 shots on goal, 2 saves for Caitlin Rowland in the first period. Only 1 shot on goal for the Western New York Flash, and it ended up in the net. This one headed back. It'll be played all the way back for Tostanowski again. Her clearance high, tracking it. Reed. Little trying to chase this one down as it goes back through Dahlkemper. Near side, Liz Adi. Back through Dahlkemper again. Enjoying the sounds of the Royal Guard across the way. Dangerous moment. Chasing it down was Jess McDonald and forcing Andy Tostanowski to play it out of play. Throw in near the corner flag.
The physical speedy combo of McDonald and Williams up top is not something you want to mess around with in the back. They're going to put you under pressure, and you got to be expecting it. All right, I think everyone has their kettle corn. I think everyone's now seated. Back to watching the game.
McDonald's throwing floats along the 6, and it falls out. It's in. It took a touch in the 6. Andy Tostanowski was diving, and the flag is up. For the second time in the game, the ball's in the net, but the flag is up.
Yeah, that was a bit of a delayed response. I think there was probably some discussion going on in the microphones between the AR and the center there.
I said there was a touch in the 6. Well, the touch was from a player in an offside position. Hopefully we'll be able to see here.
There comes the clearance right back out to Abby Dahlkemper. She just slots it in low.
Absolutely offside.
And here you see Ursag, I think, is sitting in behind and does tap it.
Absolutely offside. Correct decision by this officiating crew.
With that said, the Flash are getting one too many opportunity here early in the second half going. The Rain need to get a hold of the ball, possess it, and that's the ball you want to play. You want to get Keelan Winters in the center to get it out the other side. Let Ellie Reed join. Use the width. A little bit quicker than that, a little bit safer than that. It's a bad turnover by Naho. That's an ill-advised pass when you got Fishlock on the bump.
And look out for McDonald. She's into the area by herself. And it's saved. Tostanowski comes up huge in the 53rd.
Yeah, Tostanowski did well to stay set and hold her line there. Jess McDonald probably wishes she had that one back. She had some room to carry and simply slot it there. She didn't make the best of it.
Yanez was the runner there as we take a look.
Here's the quick ball by Sanderson forward and the speed of Jess McDonald. She gets in behind Lou Barnes, takes one touch, looks up, just doesn't place it where she wants to.
Safe to assume you think that Jess McDonald wishes she had that one back.
I would put money on it.
Winters in the center circle. Yanez loses control, picked up on the near side.
This is the kind of stuff that you're going to start to see.
Williams in for McDonald's. Has Williams hanging out near the penalty spot. She got a foot on it. The shot was blocked by Fletcher. And it's eventually cleared away, but not out of the penalty area. This is Zerboni. Carries it back toward the corner flag. Kawasumi got a foot on it. Out for a throw in. Dangerous moments again. Western New York looking scary.
These are the things in the center part of the field, especially the middle third, where you're going to start to see Laura Harvey possibly get a little more animated. The giveaways are just, they're unacceptable, to be honest. They're not putting so much pressure on the Reign players that those should be balls that are turned over. The hold-up play has to be much better. The tempo of the passing has to be better. The quality of the passing has to be better.
That crossing attempt deflected out of play, I think off of Kawasumi.
Well, these last couple of chances, and here we have another restart, have been on just turned over balls that go directly to goal. They're in on us in one pass. So they've got to shore that up.
We've talked about how dangerous the Flash can be off of those set pieces. And this is the fourth corner for them. The last one resulted in the goal. It floats out along the 6. It's still loose in the area. The shot was going on goal. It hit somebody. I think it might have been Barnes. And eventually it goes out for a goal kick, presuming it was Barnes. A huge moment.
Yeah, this just isn't those are dangerous balls that get played in there. Way too many first, second, and third chances by the Flash. As you see, the ball's bouncing around off the Abby Dahlkemper corner. There's one chance. There's two chances. Mackenzie Doniak, a third chance. And it's still not cleared. It's just a mishit by the Flash. Reign have to do much better there.
And in the end, it is Lauren Barnes getting in the way of a goal-bound shot. Keeps this one a 1-1 game here in minute number 56.
Yeah, and you sense that the Flash are feeling confident right now. One, with the number of chances they're getting, and two, and how they're able to press Seattle and turn the ball over in the attacking half.
That pass is cut out by Kim Little, and Seattle looks to settle it down a little bit. Barnes turns on the ball.
That's a great ball by Lou.
Gets it to Fishlock. Popped up in the air.
Viviana's not happy with herself there. The quality's got to be better.
Winters wins the header, back for Yanez. Turns but can't keep it in play. Right up on her there was Lynn Williams. Sanderson touches it, can't keep it. Winters looks to switch the field. It'll cycle all the way back through Fletcher. Look at the pressure here from Western New York.
Yeah, they're pressing all the way into the front half. Right outside. They're pressing it about 20 yards from the Seattle Reign goal. There's space in the midfield behind that front line that our midfield has to do a much better job of finding windows. Here's where I want to see Kim Little out on the width and trying to flash and get her in there a little bit quicker.
Fishlock tries to give it back for Yanez and cannot keep it in play.
It's the right idea there, though. That's where you need to find Kim, sort of in those central wide channels on either side, just outside the width of the 18. She can do some damage in there.
Certainly the best string of possession for the Reign so far in the second half. Barnes. Fishlock has a running Kawasumi at the top of the circle. Tries to chip it over the top, and Rowland, perfectly positioned, handles that one.
Yeah, tried to finesse that one. She's caught Kaylin Rowland out again, but she wasn't having any of it. She managed to snag that one out of the air.
Kawasumi had a couple of steps on the defender, but had to slow up to win the ball. And cannot put it all the way through.
We've got Jess McDonald again deep in the Reign territory with that long throw. Definitely considered another restart opportunity when you've got a throw that can get you into the 6. And another one that the Reign have to defend and defend well. They've got to do better with their clearances. They've got to do better breaking out of that clearance.
5 white shirts inside the 18. Headed away by Barnes. Kawasumi can't get a touch on it. Tries to stand up her man and instead floats into the middle again. Tracked down on the outside. It comes to Sanderson, who blasts one outside a goal.
That had a chance if it was on frame. That was a well-struck ball by Sanderson.
Fans, you cannot get any closer to the action without actually being on the team. Join Reign FC on the pitch here at Memorial Stadium for your chance to meet players, watch warm-ups, and receive exclusive team-signed gear. Goal kick played short. Barnes taps it back. Tostanowski finds Keelan Winters. Winters splits the defense. Nice move. has a runner. She's going to try and play it across for Kawasumi at the top of the area.
Great
Headed
choice
back.
there.
Yanez is there.
Ellie Reed needs to join. Now there's good numbers in the front half. This is where the Reign can be special with numbers.
Yanez on the right flank, and the cross easily handled by Caitlin Rowland.
I think we can show a little bit more patience there. The numbers were there. We've just broken. Flash does a good job of getting numbers behind the ball. It's a 6v6, or, you know, he barely numbers up, but there's not a ton of pressure. There's numbers there to keep it and build for a better chance. 2 or 3 more passes there, and I think you can give yourself a way higher success rate of getting one on goal and potentially scoring.
Kim Little, surrenders the free kick after challenging with Sanderson. Sanderson comes off the worse in that one. We'll take a look at that challenge.
Just 2 players going up for the ball. He had to call it because she comes from behind a little bit, but it's nothing earth-shattering about it.
Careless only, so referees would say.
There you go.
Ball ends up out over the goal line. And a goal kick for Andy Tostanowski. Look at the white shirts around the 18 here on this goal kick.
They're pressing up high. They know there's a young goalkeeper. They're saying, you know what, you want to play into them at the back here with us standing right here? Have at it. Good decision by Andy to press the team up and high and just get the goal kick out and away.
Yanez gets a touch to it, nobody running. And now Mellis will try and chase onto it. Rowland comes out of her area to clear it all the way back where Atsugi controls off the chest.
Nice touch by Rumi.
Barnes tries to cross it for Kawasumi.
A little bit of a blind switch, but not a bad idea. That's where I'd play the ball. It's where the space is.
Reign certainly making the effort to use the width as you've been talking about all match long, as Western New York can't keep control of that one. It's out for a Seattle throw.
I don't have official statistics in front of me, but I would really be interested to see the touches of the midfield players by the Reign. I just don't feel as though the ball has gone through Fishlock, gone through Little, gone through Winters nearly as much as it needs to. When they do get it and there is combination play between those 3, there is the opportunity for them to switch the point of attack. The Reign find themselves in much better position.
Mellis got tangled up with Abby Ursig here as we'll take a look. Got called for a little bit of a grab over the shoulder.
Possibly the boot elevated a little bit higher than it needed to be.
And a free kick for Western New York, about 10 yards inside the attacking half.
And then we're going to see Jaylene Hinkle's nasty left foot again with a well-driven ball to the top of the 6.
It was headed right at the top of the 18, but it was headed wide of goal and out of danger. Goal kick.
Western New York have a lot of dangerous weapons in the air. Here you see that driven ball to the top, around the 12. And just flicked past the post.
Nemec wins the header off the goal kick, and it's now sent over the top looking for Lynn Williams. And it'll scoot all the way through to Tostanowski. Level at 1, minute number 63 here. We told you in the first half that Portland has lost tonight to Houston, which means that Western New York with 3 points would move into first place. They would have 27 to Portland's 26. And they still do have the Flash a game in hand on Portland as well.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time and plenty of points out there ripe for the taking. There could be a lot of shifting in the table at this point still.
Both teams here tonight have 2 matches remaining before the Olympic break. Western New York will play Kansas City at home on 7/23 and then travel to Houston on the 30th before the break. Seattle here next weekend. They will host Orlando, and then they'll travel down to Providence Park to play the Thorns.
Yeah, those are good games coming up. The Reign have their bench up warming up.
Throw in, headed away by Fishlock, and that's going to go out over for a corner.
I think Merritt Mathias has been handed the set pieces to see her job when she goes in. She might be the first substitution that we see. We'll wait and see. Chances are she may end up going in for our goal scorer, Mellis.
Sanderson heads over for the corner kick here, as does Hinkle.
Or I could be wrong. She could be going in for someone else. We'll see.
64th minute.
Short corner.
Sanderson beats 2 with 1 touch, comes into the area. Fletcher got a block on it. It's still loose. And it's outside.
So what you're seeing is every time on a restart, Western New York's dangerous. They're well designed and well executed. They're well executed corners and free kicks. Here's a short corner, and that's just poor defending. You can't ever leave your feet like that and fall for a small move like that. And here again, Western New York, it's 1, 2, 3 chances off a corner. The Reign have to do better.
So we come back from the replay. Barnes gave the ball away right at the corner of the 18, and coming back to punch it away and out of play was Atsugi.
I don't think a substitution, regardless of who it is at this point, is a bad idea. This game is still at 1-1. The Reign aren't behind in this game. They can get 3 points at home, but they need a spark right now. There's there's just been a lull, and I would not be making this up to say that the Flash have had the much better of the second half.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. 2 nice little composed attacks from Seattle, but that's to weigh against a good solid 20 minutes of the ball sitting down here in the end of Reign FC as they surrender another corner kick. 6th of the match.
Merritt Mathias does look to be the substitute. Not sure who she's going in for, but what she's going to bring is fight. If you want spark, she'll give you a spark and then little flames behind it. She'll light someone up on the defensive end of things, and she'll get after people and work tirelessly to get on the end of the ball. So
corner went right toward the near post, and Barnes headed it out.
I think this is a great time
And
for us to see number 9 come in and get some work in up top.
And that is who's taking the warm-ups off right now, getting some final instructions from Laura Harvey right in front of us on the near side benches. Now it's a goal kick for the Reign. And we'll see who it is that Merritt Mathias is going to be entering for. You suspected it was Manon Mellis. This is Reed. Kawasumi can't control it.
I know Naho's just back, so I don't know what her fitness level is like. It might be for her. I don't know what her match fitness, where they are with her minutes, and what kind of form they think she's in.
Chicago beat Orlando earlier this afternoon, which means the best the Reign could do with a win would be to move into 5th place.
Moving up.
But up is good.
Is where you want to go.
Up is good. Now we are going to have that change, as we can't see the other side of the board, but we'll tell you who's coming off as soon as it's evident, and it is going to be Manon Mellis.
Ding, 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 ding. Gallimore with the winner.
It's like you know this team.
Well, Mellis, coming off the injury, she put some great minutes in. She's the goal scorer. She works hard out there. Obviously, with her speed, she's got a lot of running that she does, and you hadn't really seen her much this half. And I think Merritt Mathias is going to come in, and like I said, she'll light some people up on the defensive end of things, and she'll work hard in the attacking end to get in.
Fishlock chops it to
So
Little.
much space over there on that right flank. If Naho can get a hold of this one.
So close. She had, as you said, acres of space in front of her.
I'm not sure that that's the ball that you play. I think you let Naho run that player off. Jaylene Hinkle's doing a great job of marking her, and you play the ball into Ellie Reed's feet and let them go 2 versus 1. I think that's the better decision to make there over on the flank.
Mathias had the chance to try and get it to Kawasumi herself there. Her first touch, not quite what she wanted. Utsugi chases this one. It goes out for a Seattle throw. Merritt Mathias, Texas A&M product, drafted by FC Kansas City. Won the championship there in 2014, was traded to the Reign in 2015, had a couple of goals. U.S. under-23 international. Shipped over the top, Williams. She's onside inside the 18. Into the middle, had McDonald. It's still loose. Barnes got it clear, but only just outside to Sanderson.
Great job by Fishlock there, because I'll tell you what, Western New York does a hell of a job locking the Reign in.
And Yanez unable to get that one through to a running Kawasumi. Luckily for Seattle, it's out for a goal kick.
With every clearance that the Reign attempts, it seems like there's a Western New York Flash player there ready to step in and get a second opportunity. So good job by Fish. And then just the miss pass.
I've said only as far too many times tonight on this end of the field.
Mm-hmm. This game has kind of a strange feel to it, that the game is just kind of sitting there for one of these two teams, and right now the table seems to be set a little bit more for the Western New York Flash if something doesn't change in at least the number of passes that the Reign are stringing together, because they have not mounted much in the attacking end so far.
The Flash midfield and defensive line have done an outstanding job of cutting out those passes, as I think Kim Little would have been outside, but in any case, it's cut out. Now over the top, headed back. Fletcher just manages to get it to Tostanowski. Now Fletcher sends long, looking for Matthias, who wins the header, but nobody's there.
I want to say this, and this is not a criticism of Andy Totanowski at all. You know, the Reign have had some turnovers at the back. They've given the ball away. There's been a little bit of tentativeness, but I think that goes, you know, sometimes we underestimate or we take for granted the presence of Hope Solo, and I would even say the presence and the ability of Haley Kottmeyer, that the confidence and just that the whole back line has as a unit when you have those players that play together for that long. And if we see Andy here for an extended period of time, the Reign will get there with her, and it'll get better week to week. But right now, that's what I'd say is one of the most difficult things to watch in this game right now, is just our back line not confident leaving the outside back positions to get forward.
Kawasumi springs it for Yanez, and it's just one step too far. She was offside anyway.
Not necessarily confident playing the ball back, and they turn and give it right back into pressure. And I think the Western New York senses that, and they're pressing up very, very high on them. And it's a smart tactic when you've got a young goalkeeper in there. And I think the Reign veteran players can work a little bit harder to be the voice back there and be the ones that kind of demand and command the show from a defensive and restarting the attack point of view for the Reign.
So we said 2 matches before the 3.5-week, 4-week Olympic break, and it's an absolutely critical stretch for the Reign as they need to start winning some games and getting 3 points at a time to move up in this table.
And this is one that they can get if they just really start to string passes together, move the ball a little bit quicker. That's the ball I was talking about before. That's a turnover by Ellie Reed you can't afford.
And now here they come. Williams on the ball. McDonald on the right side into the 18. McDonald cuts it back into the middle. Curling shot takes a deflection. Tracked down by Sanderson at the corner of the 18. Up over the top. Tostanowski is there. Good coverage.
That's a good claim by Andy there. Nice, calm and composed, clean hands. But you see, bad turnover on one pass up to one of our forwards that gets cut off, and it's off to the races with Williams and McDonald.
And the thing New York has done so well so far in this match is capitalize on those turnovers in midfield to earn some real scoring chances. And it led to the corner that led to the goal.
This ball needs to come back out. There's plenty of space on the other side.
Through for Yanez. But Sugi makes the run. She's offside.
Great job by the Flash defense pushing up, but that's what you want to see more of.
Fans, Reign FC matches are great for your next corporate outing or team activity. Ticket discounts are available for groups of 15 or more. Call 855-REIGN-FC for more information. That's 855-REIGN-FC. Come out here and join us. As we said, they're home again next Saturday night. They'll be hosting Orlando. Another huge match for the Reign trying to move up. Sanderson pops it up a little bit. It's eventually won by Winters, and here's Fishlock on the right. Kawasumi makes the run. Fish can't get it through to her.
Just too predictable and well read by Hinkle.
Hinkle read the run and just kind of stopped, stayed there to cut that ball off. And into the middle now, this time offside is McDonald. Both assistant referees have been busy tonight.
Yeah.
Catherine Nesbitt, Elena Kwan, the assistants. Kelsey Harms is the fourth. Katya Koroleva in the middle.
I find it a little bit interesting. Rumi, she starts inside a little bit. She doesn't pull herself all the way out to the touchline. You know, if Bev Yanez is already out here playing in the 7 spot or the 11 spot out towards the touchline and using the width, then maybe you do want to be a little bit inside. But I think she's playing a little bit too narrow. She gets the ball out to her feet, and it really limits the options she has to play into the midfield, into the forwards, and for the speed of Doniak and Williams and McDonald, it's too easy to defend her and cut off passing lanes out of the back.
Kawasumi wins the long ball. Gives it back for Reed. Not a lot of space there. Fletcher. Kawasumi is offside. Once again.
I'm pretty sure you called that before the AR, but...
Oh, she was already switching the flag. See her switch the flag to the right. I've been, not at this level, but I've been there. I can read the signs.
True signs of a referee. Premonition. I was hopeful that it wasn't, but.
When you see her running and she switches her flag to her right hand, you know what's going up. Unfortunate for the Reign again. They've started to put a little bit of attacking motion together in the last few minutes. So it looks like we're going to have our first change for Western New York coming up here. Coming in is going to be 11, Taylor Smith.
I think one of the things for the Reign that needs to happen is they just need to, I wouldn't say forget about the score. Obviously it's 1-1 and they want to get 3 points at home, but they just have to take a deep breath and play the way they're capable of playing and play a little bit looser, play a little bit more free. This is a talented team with a lot of great attacking players. We haven't really seen that flair. We've only seen in teeny tiny spurts some of the combination play that they can execute, between the top of the 18 and 10, 15 yards out from there to get players in. It's been a little bit too direct, a little bit more predictable than you would expect from a team with this kind of tactical savvy. And so, I just would hope that they're not to the point where they're playing to the score and the results so much as they just need to play the game.
Mackenzie Doniak will depart. We called her name a great deal more in the first period. She's been effective off on the right there. Taylor Smith will come in. As running onto that one was Liz Adee out of the back. Taken away.
Okay, I'm going to have to correct you. Elizabeth Eddy is a kid out of USC. That's what we've always called her. Just Eddy. Is that who that was?
That pronunciation guide from the Flash disagrees with you.
Well, maybe I have to ask her, but we've always just called her Eddy.
In any case, she can't get the cross off, and now some space on the right for Kawasumi.
I kept wondering who you were talking about. I'm going to have to double check that.
I'll show you the game.
I have to apologize her for the 15 years I called her Elizabeth Eddy. She probably had enough of it and corrected someone finally. Yeah, perfect.
Doesn't mean it's correct.
Yeah.
It's happened before that the pronunciation guide in the media notes is not correct, but that's what I'm going with. You do what you like, Coach.
We'll have Trojan Nation weigh in on Twitter. I'm sure they'll have something to say.
You let us know, yeah. Now on the near side, we do know how to say Taylor Smith's name. She's just on. Early cross toward the penalty spot, and it falls to Sanderson. High in the air, it bounces near the 6.
Kind of rolled off her arm there. That was going to be an entry. Yep, Jess Fishlock saw it. So did I, Jess. Taylor Smith out of UCLA, another Pac-12 product. Is it Taylor Smythe? What is it? Oh, yeah, it's Taylor Smith.
Dangerous moment there.
Rookie out of UCLA, another kid that we've had the opportunity to see one too many times up close and personal, but out of the U23 pool as well. Fast, can get forward, great service.
And
dangerous
now
in front of the goal.
The Reign are going to make their second change as Bev Yanez's evening is through. She'll be replaced by Lindsay Elston.
So what you're probably going to see here is former Husky player I had the pleasure of coaching, Lindsay Elston, come in. In the midfield, my guess is they'll probably give Kim Little a little bit more of an attacking role and have Elston come and sit back by Keelan.
Native of McMurray, Pennsylvania, not too far from where I lived as a kid.
Grew up here, went to Eastlake High
Sammamish,
School. Yeah. Parents Louise and Cash are here in the stands. Great to see them and great for them to be able to see their daughter play locally. She played for the Houston Dash for a bit, was waived in her first year, took her second year and went over and played in France for FC Metz. Lindsay has a lot of range. She can get up and down. She can get from box to box and skillful with both feet. She's had a lot of chances to come in late in games and has created chances and really has a wicked shot when given the opportunity. I keep calling for her to get the game winner, so maybe we see that tonight.
This is her 10th appearance, and the foul's going to be given. Katya Koroleva thought about playing the advantage. Instead, it'll be a free kick about 15 yards.
Yeah, I thought Taylor Smith threw herself into a little bit of a dangerous position there, but some kind of call was going to get made.
I've yet to see evidence that Katya Koroleva thinks very greatly about your opinion, Coach.
Who does?
She would be our referee.
You got Eddie's name right at Coach Gallimore. See?
All right. Well, take that, Western New York Flash Media Guide.
And Elizabeth Eddy was another one that
scratching off that marking on my
difficult player to play against. She's had a great long career. It's good to see her playing still.
The cross floats all the way past the face of goal and unable to get there is Smith before it rolls out of play, bounces out of play.
She's that player that maybe it's just the kind of the hair and the beachless and the Southern California and the fast wing play. If everyone remembers Frankie Hayduck that played for the men's national team for a long time, she's kind of the female version of that, or I should say Frankie Hayduck was the male version of Elizabeth Eddy. But
there you go.
A lot of fun to watch her play. She's doing a good job at right back for the Flash tonight. They've been solid at the back. The Reign have not created very many opportunities. That's a fairly young back line they have. They drop in sync. They push up in sync. I've been impressed.
We're still level at 1 here as Sanderson tries to slip it through for McDonald. And it'll come back to her out on the left flank. Turns the cross in. Atsugi plays it to her national teammate Kawasumi. And unfortunately, that bounces right off of Taylor Smith. Elizabeth Eddy attacking up the flank here. Crosses it in. Fletcher got ahead to it. Now it falls for Williams. Turning it out.
It's another clearance that comes in for another opportunity. This one better.
As you'll see,
From Ruby to
Kawasumi
Naho, there's plenty of space.
has moved up here onto the left side.
Good job by Merritt Mathias holding the line. Good patience. Atypical of Jess Fishlock, but she rides the tackle and gets it back. Now I'm doing your play-by-play job.
That's all right. Kim Little.
Ball to the width. Width.
Out onto the far side. As running, Mathias was in there.
Not a bad idea.
About a step too far for her. And we're starting to run out of time here. We're in the 80th minute. Just 10 and change left to go, plus whatever Koroleva chooses to add.
Limit the giveaways and just take that one chance.
Seems like the composure has been there a little bit more in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think the substitutions have done well, just to change it up a little bit. Still have to get the ball on the clearances out to players and hold it a little bit more. The giveaways are too frequent.
Kostanowski collects that one and gives it for Barnes. Lauren Barnes into the middle for the skipper Winters. Tries to find Naho, and she does, who steps into some space. Eddie cuts it out very nicely. That's a good defensive step.
Good job by Rumi staying in it there.
And she wins the ball for Kim Little.
This is where you want to see Kim Little do some of her magic.
Mathias, not a great touch, but it falls back for Fishlock.
That was Elston. Got caught under her feet a little bit, but this looks promising from the rain. Good numbers.
Fishlock making
Great
the run. It's
ball by
over
Elston.
the top for Jess. A little bit of contact, and it's touched out for a corner.
What a deft touch by Lindsay Elston to pop that one over the top and a run out of the midfield by Fishlock. That's how you're going to get behind that back line. It's not going to be forwards that are already marked running into channels or trying to check their player off. Ball over the top to a midfielder running through is a great way to break down this back line.
I apologize. I had 9 instead of 6, but that was indeed Lindsay Elston, and that's the third corner for the Reign, first of the second half.
Lindsay Elston just getting an earful from Laura Harvey to learn her attacking assignment on the corner kick here. You see her there on the far post. She's probably going to clear space for Winters.
The corner's low and short.
Great job by Mathias to chase that down.
Set just above the 6. Now Fishlock controls at the top of the arc. She has a shot from distance, and it missed the near bar by just about a yard.
What a deft touch by Fishlock to take that over to her left and look for a chance on goal there. Well-run set play. Great second opportunity for the Reign. That's the kind of positivity you want to see here in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Just that little thigh touch to the left. She winds up. Just slices a little bit off her left peg, but that was a good look by Fishlock.
Fishlock to her knees to block that one down, and Winters will take the ball.
Switching the ball out, getting it forward again to break their front line and their midfield line so we can play with numbers in the front half. It's going to be the key for the Reign here. Elston's got range. She can dribble with it.
Here she comes. Trying to go through 2. She goes down. Nothing doing, says Katja Koroleva.
I'm not sure I'd call that one. I think that was a play on the ball and she got tripped up. As much as I'd like to see that go our way.
We'll get
Again,
a look at it
Elston
here.
with a win. Here we go with that's on the ball. Then maybe a little body contact, but she played the ball clean and fair there. I wouldn't have called that if I was the official.
I think I agree with that. Another offside flag, meanwhile, on the Western New York attacking end of the field. Kim Little had something to say to Katja Koroleva as she went by, but she doesn't get the call. And we're still level at 1 as we approach the end of minute number 84. Excuse me, the beginning of minute number 84.
Great win in the air by Fishlock. Mathias takes the ball down.
Tries to slip it through for, and some contact as going down was Kawasumi. The ball wasn't there.
Here's the tension in this game he thought was going to happen from the get-go. This is a 1-1 game where I think that the Reign can sense that there's 3 points sitting out there for them to grab. Elizabeth Eddy does a great job at defending that ball. That's not a foul.
Nope.
That's just two players shoulder to shoulder.
Eddy legally shielding.
Yep, nothing
Ball
there.
was gone. 2 penalty shouts from the Seattle crowd. 2 times. We're saying it's right.
Elizabeth Eddy has taken quite a stroll up the sideline, though, for her throwing.
This is true. This one's going to be a Seattle throw.
The Reign need to keep their heads about them, their wits about them, stay focused, stay clean and organized defensively. They've done better the last 4 or 5 minutes. Don't let their emotions get the best of them in a negative way.
85th minute.
Because right now, the way they're playing with Kim Little up front, not sure what's happening here.
They're moving the throw in back, I think. Which,
That's
as you were
funny.
just talking about that
Yeah.
up here on the other end. Fans, the NWSL Championship game, mark your calendar. It's happening at BBVA Compass Stadium on Sunday, October the 9th. That's in Houston. Make sure and be there to support our league and hopefully the Seattle Reign.
Dangerous here. Lynn Williams down in the corner.
Williams is on the ball. We'll get back to the promo in just a second here. Utsugi tries to take it away. Williams still on the ball. It goes into the middle and it's cut out there. Fletcher gets ahead.
This is not safe yet.
Gives it away almost to McDonald. Gets it clear, but only as far as midfield. And that one sails out for a goal kick. And we can throw that graphic back up there and tell you that tickets for the NWSL Championship game are available. They're on sale now at nwslchampionship.com with prices starting at just $20. Start making your plans now to be in Houston for the NWSL Championship game.
Told you, Houston's lovely in October.
So I've been told by someone I trust.
Well done by Keelan Winters to bring that ball down there.
Fortunately, her touch not strong enough to find its way to Utsugi.
No, and that's Rumi just getting back with the team too. She's making a run forward when she's running into Taylor Smith where it's being defended already. She needs to stay back and get that one to her feet. Or Keelan's got to find another place to go with the ball.
And now Fishlock judged to be guilty of the foul on Sanderson. 10 on 10 there. And it's going to be a free kick at about 30 yards.
No, I'm not sure that was worthy of a whistle, but
It's similar enough to contact that hasn't been called, but we don't have the same angle that she did.
and the issue for the Reign here is, well within 25 yards, Jalen Hinkle and Leanne Sanderson are dangerous on the restart.
Sanderson standing over it. So is Hinkle. Dangerous all evening long on set pieces have been the Western New York Flash, rather. And you just don't want to see the Reign concede at this point. It's going to be Hinkle. It's on goal.
Great claim by Andy Tosnowski. Very calm, composed, clean hands.
Good play. We've talked about it at points all night long. Tosnowski, you could see on that just looking that bit more comfortable than she did back in the first half, for sure. Running onto this one now is Williams. She'll try and cross, gets it through Rumi, but doesn't get it through Jess Fishlock. Another strong defensive run from her, and it's out for corner number 7. 88th minute.
This is where Fletcher, Barnes, leaders on this team, Fishlock, you see Keelan with her arm out, get them organized, get your wits about you. When the ball gets down and put in play, no diving in. Keep your focus defensively. Let Andy do her job.
Hinkle the taker. Sanderson wandering over as she's done all night.
This is going to swing in hard.
It does exactly that. Andy Tosnowski
Another great
skies
claim.
and claims it. Her confidence rising as we've gone on. We're into minute number 89, just about 88 gone by.
That's well taken drop kick.
Going up to try and win that, it was Elston, and it falls to Winters.
That was Merritt Mathias.
Into the middle, and it's pushed outside. That was Kim Little.
That was well up by Merritt Mathias. You got
I'm
your
getting
6
my
and 9
6 and
down.
my 9 upside down here.
Here's what I'm going to say, Nathan. Stand on your head in the booth and you'll get it right.
I just got to turn my card upside
You
down
only-
here and
you
we're all
only, you
set.
only got 2 more minutes. You can do it. Handstand in the booth. It'll be a first, I guarantee you.
You overestimate my athletic
Okay,
ability, man.
Here's your job and not mine. How many corners have we had?
This is corner number 4 for
Yeah, it
Seattle.
doesn't feel like a lot for us, and we got to do our best here to make it count.
Floats toward the penalty spot and is headed clear.
Not sure if that was supposed to go there or not, but there definitely wasn't a runner, and that played into Western New York's favor.
Winters had a chance to try and run onto that. She was about a step away from it.
Good touch by Elston. Smart play
Elston
by
picks
Elston.
it up. Down for Fletcher. The cross into the middle. It was out of play. Goal kick.
Out of play is called by the center, which Laura Harvey is going to have a conniption about. That was not called by the AR, and she's not happy. As I'm sure if I was sitting down there, if I were ever the head coach of a team, oh yeah, I am. I don't think I'd be happy about that either. I couldn't see it from my angle, but I
It's
don't know.
tough for us to see from up here.
Yeah.
For sure. It's also tough for the center to see from about 16 yards, but she's got a better angle than we do, and certainly a better angle than Laura Harvey.
Elson and Matthias have come in and had a really good impact in this game, in my opinion. Those are 2 good substitutions, both very active, winning head balls.
And Fishlock guilty of handling, and she is absolutely furious. We're being told 2 minutes are going to be added on here, so that plus 10 seconds is all remaining for Seattle to try and get 3 points out of this home match. It's been a second half in which you would say that Seattle might be relieved not to be trailing, as we're still level at 1. And there's the confirmation of the 2 minutes from the 4th official. As that one's going to roll out for a goal kick.
I thought the Flash, the beginning of the half, they were, as much as they were maybe a little bit direct, that their combination play or just their inner passing and getting into a little possession rhythm before they went to goal was a little bit more, but now they're just kind of gunning for it, as you would when there's not much time left. But there hasn't been a lot of creativity to it. The Reign, with the substitutions and moving Kim Little up front, have had a little bit more possession. Definitely have been more dangerous in the waning moments.
Fishlock knocks down Sanderson, and she's going to go into the book for that foul or for persistent infringement. And she and Captain Winters are just not happy with the referee right now. Yellow card still hasn't been shown. Now it has. We'll take a look at this interaction here. And
the issue is Sanderson had the ball bounced high. They both went in foot to foot about the same height, and I think that's what Jess is trying to explain. That's exactly what she said. She said, "Dear Madam Referee, 2 feet, same height, not deserving of a yellow, but maybe both showed their studs."
We've played a minute and a half of the 2 minutes that should be added. Presumably we'll get a little more for the yellow card, but going to the corner and staying there is Taylor Smith. Comes back to Sanderson. Last gasp opportunities for the Reign. Winters tries to take it away. Instead, it falls down to Smith. She'll just take it to the corner. Western New York content with the draw, it seems. Sanderson. Smith again out for a throw-in. And it will be in favor of Western New York Flash. 2 minutes are gone. Mere seconds remaining in this match.
Well, Rumi at left back has been interesting for sure. We haven't seen Carson Pickett. Rachel Corsi out with a slight injury. So without the option of Lou Barnes playing out left and moving her central is definitely made for a different back line. The addition of Andy Totnowski in goal
can't be.
Has made it an atypical Seattle game of possession out of the back for certain, and the Flash have played to that. And there you have it.
Is the final whistle. We've played all 90 minutes at Memorial Stadium, and the result is a draw. Western New York Flash 1 and Seattle Reign 1.
And if not for the standings and where you would like as a fan of the Reign to see them in the table, I think 1-1 is a result that they can be pleased with on the performance. I wouldn't say that they should be necessarily pleased with the performance, but with the performance they had, a 1-1 draw against a very good Western New York Flash team, with the number of chances they created at the beginning of the second half, I would say they could walk away with that 1 point and be okay with it.
Given the pressure that the Flash exerted through large stretches of that second half, certainly as a broadcaster, it's easy to say that Seattle might be relieved not to be on the losing end of this one and to come out with a point at all.
Yeah. And it just, there's going to be a lot of players, and I always look to some of the veteran players, and the ones that I know really hold themselves to an extremely high standard. Right now, if I were to look at the body language of Jess Fishlock, she walks away like a professional, away from the group, takes a deep breath, runs her hand through her hair, and now she'll come back in and she'll be a professional about it. But you can tell she's not pleased, and that's fine. That's what you want in a player like that. You want them to not be satisfied. Nothing having to do with the result, more to have to do with the performance. They can play better than they played tonight. It wasn't a poor performance. It just wasn't them firing on all cylinders with the ability that they have, in my opinion.
That last connection was just missing. That last pass, the pass getting cut out in midfield, the through ball just a little bit too soft or too late. And it just wasn't there in the second period for Seattle Reign. So on the strength of the goal in the 4th minute by Mellis, it's a 1-1 draw. The goal scorer for Western New York was McDonald just before halftime.
Yeah, this good young team, minus their head coach tonight, you have to be impressed with them. I thought they did a great job defensively, thwarting the Reign attack. They dropped off when they needed to. They stepped up and tackled when they needed to. The one promising, I thought, opportunity that the Reign had was Naho's shot that went off the crossbar when she'd beaten the keeper over the top. But all in all, 1-1. You can't scoff at the point. You got to take it and move on and get better next week.
Kawasumi had a similar opportunity right in front of us about halfway through the second half, in which an alert Caitlin Rowland retreated a little bit and was able to keep it, but she certainly did a nice job, did Kawasumi, of finding that space. And as you see a player like her, and as you see Utsugi, this was the first time she played a full game. She only played 15 minutes last week. As you see the two of them kind of click with the team and find their way back into the squad in training, you hope to see those connections improve.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at our play of the game, brought to you by Seattle Divorce Services. They're proud to present tonight's play of the match. And in a 1-1 draw, you got to go to the goal for the home side, and here it is.
Here's a nice little read by Mellis to just turn and go to goal. Draws the keeper out to the right, plays it to the left, and that's after Keelan Winters does a good job of stepping up onto the midfield player and pressing her into a mistake.
A clinical finish to the far post as Manon Mellis puts the Reign up early. It would be the only goal they got. As we'll mention that our Reign FC player of the match is defender Kendall Fletcher, USA International. And congratulations on the point, Kendall.
Thank you. We wish we could have turned that into 3, but we'll take a point.
Hi, Kendall. It's Leslie. Just give me your overall thoughts on the feel of the game. I know, the back line's a little bit different right now. Andy playing behind you instead of Copper. Hope is a little bit different, and the communication's got to sound a little bit different. How did it feel out on the field tonight?
Yeah, I think we handled that fairly well. I think Andy stepped in. She stepped up. She did a phenomenal job. She had to step in last week in a really difficult position. I can't say much more about her performance. She came up with some big saves. Same thing tonight. She was super solid for not having a ton of experience, and she was talking, and that felt really comfortable. Rumi dropped in. Obviously, if you change your back line, no matter if you have played together or not, it's going to be a bit of a transition, but I think we handled that well. But speaking of transition, that's really what happened in the game. They want to play a transition game, and we let it get like that too much. We didn't control the tempo, especially at the end of the first half, and it just put us on our back foot. I think we tried there to the middle of the second half to the end to kind of get back on the front foot. We just got to do a better job of that as a team, from the back to the front, playing out, having composure, and not letting it get transitional.
Yeah, what's the talk in the locker room from Laura, from the rest of you, when a team like the Flash, they did seem like they were pressing up really high on you guys and not giving you a ton of time to create from the back to the midfield and build as much as you would like to. Was there talk about maybe not necessarily going more direct, but at least bypassing lines and then getting on the other side of them, or how'd you handle that?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing about the Flash is they put that initial pressure, but if you're able to solve it, you can beat 6 of their players with one pass if it's a good pass. So we talked about cutting out square balls, which you didn't do extremely well in the second half, but trying to beat their initial pressure, but to feet, not just a long ball into space to no one, but finding our players' feet. And then if we did go long, really trying to get in behind them.
Mm-hmm.
I think we tried to do that. We weren't as successful. We created some opportunities, but still we just got to create a bit more and be a bit more dangerous and play our game and dictate the tempo a little bit more rather than letting teams dictate on us.
And then just last question for you, and I thought you had a great performance, and I said on the performance on the night, you can't be unhappy with a 1-1 draw because I thought the Flash played well too. But I know you all probably feel like you could have performed better. Speaking of that, just the mentality of where you guys sit in the table, are you starting to feel that you do need to play for the result, so that's maybe where the disappointment comes, is that the season's not getting any longer. There's only so many games left to play, and to get into the playoffs, you need to make some headway.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure that's in the back of the mind a little bit. But for us, I mean, even when we're out ahead of the league or when we're behind, I think we focus on game, and we always want to build and get better. So results will take care of ourselves if you do the work and you do what we know we can do. And again, we go day in and day out and try to do that work. Obviously, we haven't gotten the results that we wanted to, but we continue to build on what we're trying to do. And hopefully it'll click in. But yeah, we've got to start getting results. So hopefully the hard work will pay off, and we'll let the coaching staff worry about the points.
Yeah, it was a great crowd tonight, and I thought it was some entertaining soccer on both sides. And you guys have, a schedule ahead of you that allows for that. You got a lot of good teams left to play, a lot of points sitting out there still for you guys to go grab. So good luck to you, Kendall.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Keep watching us.
Yep.
Defender Kendall Fletcher, tonight's Reign FC player of the match. The next match is here at home. Once again, that's next Saturday, 7 p.m. here at Memorial Stadium. The Reign will host the Orlando Pride. And after that, just one match down at Portland remaining before the Olympic break. So big moments here for the Reign, Leslie Gallimore.
Yeah, it's, there's all that out there left to play. And they, the thing about this team is it's only going to take a game or a moment where they find their rhythm and they get their stride, and the combination of players that they have that can really light up a team in the attacking third, they're there, and so it's just a matter of that happening, and I still think there's plenty of season left for us to see that with this team.
As always, for the Reign, a big thanks to Bootstrapper Studios for providing and producing today's broadcast. They provide live streaming of sports and events of all sizes. Visit them at bootstrapperstudios.com. And as we said, a draw that you can be frustrated with and happy with at the same time. That's the final score. Seattle Reign FC 1 and Western New York Flash 1 for the Bootstrapper crew. And for head coach Leslie Gallimore, I'm Nathan Murphy saying good night, everybody, from Seattle Memorial Stadium.
Let it rain.
Let it rain.